Hello, and welcome again to the Master Cup XP stream. It's been a pleasure to have you guys here back once again. And of course, we are going to be having a little bit of slight delays for you guys. And of course, if you want to read some chat, you gotta wait 5 minutes for us to respond because we are going to be having the solo FPP PUBG PC APAC tournament happening right here and right now. And of course, introducing myself here, I am ICBaby12. I will be your caster for today, alongside with Victor Cax. How are you feeling, Victor Cax? The Iron Maiden,
feeling
baby.
Good, man. Iron Maiden, yeah, represent, man. Yeah, but it's great to be back yet again here for another PvP Cup here. This time it's going to be a solo tournament here, PUBG PC of all things. When's the last time you've actually played like a full PC match on PUBG?
Yesterday, gotta do my homework, gotta improve my knowledge a little bit here. Things has gotten a little bit more difficult now compared to back in the days. Strategy more or less the same, but weaponry mastery is something that I think a lot of the players will require to actually perform as well, right? Like, this game has been so mature to a point that if you're not 500 level, you are gonna get completely destroyed. And what I mean by that is that you do need those experience and requirements to understand what you need to do. So, of course, learning those knowledge is gonna be something that the players have to do themselves. Us, we are just gonna be here enjoying the show with you guys watching at home, chilling with us. We're gonna try and observe who is gonna be one of the best players PUBG PC. And nevertheless, every single time a tournament happens here, when it comes to Battle Royale, I love the chaos, Victor. I love the chaos.
Oh yeah, we're all about that chaos, isn't it? Like, the more chaotic it is, like, the better the show, isn't it? But yeah, it's kind of funny coming back to PUBG PC now after like so many years of like PUBG Mobile, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny that, like, the maps essentially are kind of like the same-ish, but then like
there has been a new maps here for PUBG PC, which is interesting. But for today, we are just gonna go El Clasico, right?
Yeah, we're just going with the four classic maps for this tournament right here, which is Sandhawk, Erangel, Miramar, and Erangel again. So, but basically, like, the gunplay, a PC, I just really miss like how really finely tuned the gunplay is in PUBG PC. And coming back to this, it just makes you think that, yeah, this is kind of like a good tournament really to test your shooting skills when it comes to FPS in general, because given that this game really you're not only dealing with like hit scans, for example, you have to deal with bullet drops, there's so many things you have to study about each individual weapon that it's kind of like its own metagame in a way, isn't it? Just deciding what kind of weaponry to use. Exactly.
Surviving is also going to be key because it is as close as it gets when it comes to realism when it comes to PUBG PC. And that's the thing, right? It's all about waiting for patience, and it's all about finding the opportunity to strike. In this case, I'm looking forward to see how the players are going to be coming up installed as well. They are going to be coming in screen very, very shortly. And let's talk a little bit more on the prizes that the teams are going to be competing. Oh, sorry, the players themselves, because there's no teams, it's all solo players. Are going to be competing here. The first place is going to be walking away with a Caliber R2S Kana gaming chair.
Yeah, wow.
The first place winner of this PUBG APAC solo is walking away with a Caliber R2S Kana gaming chair. Need I remind you, we're not giving away like PCs or whatever, but we're giving you guys a straight up gaming chair. All right. Second place is going to be walking away with a Master Box NR200P. And the third place is going to be walking away with a Mouse MM720 Glossy Black. And guess what? All the prizes are sponsored by Cooler Master. Thank you so much for providing us these incentives, and for you guys that is participating as well, because every single week, for you guys at watching on the stream itself that has been joining us for multiple streams, for the community events, for the story, the gameplays, let's play series, etc. I hope you guys have enjoyed your stay with us. Today, big day. Did you guys train your PUBG PC? Have you guys been watching enough? Have you guys know about what you guys are getting into? Sucks to be you this time. If you didn't register this time, there's always next month. Okay, every month we will have a tournament. Be sure to find out what it is. Start practicing your skills.
Yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and join the Discord for Master PX, because that's the best way you're going to be notified whenever there's not only new tournaments, but new streams, community events, and even meeting members of like the Cooler Master community is the best place for all of you guys to congregate in. So go ahead and check out that Discord for that. So in any case, about PUBG, it's kind of like it's still like a really great game in that like you still have to use a lot of tactics on a personal level, but when it comes to shooting, there's not really a lot of games that has the same level of pacing that PUBG has, because a lot of it, I think about 80% of the time you're either in some sort of cover or like hiding, trying to scan around for enemies. It's only those 20%, those few moments of like actual hot fire that really determines whether or not you win and lose these battles. And I think like the only other game I can think of that has this sort of pacing is like CS:GO, like, but that's about it. So it's such a unique game, isn't it? From like a shooting, from a shooting standpoint.
Well, it's a battle royale for a reason, right? Survival of the fittest. But in this case, let's briefly talk through the formats on the placement points for the players themselves here. First place walking away with 20 points if you get the winner chicken dinner. Second place 17 points, third place 16 points, fourth place 15 points, fifth place 14 points, sixth place 13 points, seventh place 12 points, 8 to 9 10 points, 10 to 11 9 points, 12 to 13 8 points, 14 to 15 7 points, 16 to 18 6 points, 19 to 21st place 5 points, 22nd to 24 4 points, 25th to 27 3 points, 28 to 31 is 2 points, 32nd to 48 is 1 point, 49 to 64 place is 0 points. And speaking of which, we've got 14 players participating, so everyone is pretty much guaranteed 7 points at this stage.
Yeah, pretty much. Like even if you kind of jumped, get knocked out of the lobby early on, you still get some points. But then again, given that if you get chicken dinner, you're going to have 2 additional points on top of the 1 point split. It's still very, very important to be like the last man standing, isn't it?
Yeah, and speaking of the fight itself here, with 14 players in the map of Sandhawk. Well, it's gonna be a lot of patience. You don't know where the players are. There's not gonna be a lot of gunshots for you to figure out what they need to do. And while this is actually happening, 1 kill is 1 point. So, which has higher values? Kill points or placements? I think we all know that answer. It's all about getting those chicken dinners to actually scale into its all 4 maps. Hopefully, they will be able to do that. However, as soon as I say this, it seems like there's a huge contest of influx down towards boot camp rather early on. So we are going to be in for a little bit of an early aggression here, because as of yet, from the perspective of Ace FPS, he's going to pick up an early AK to start running his way through.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you do these hot drops like this, it's always a luck of the draw. It depends on what kind of loot you can find from the get-go, and sometimes if you land at a really bad spot, you will be at a huge advantage for these early game battles. But this is where that tenacity really comes in, right? If you are smart enough in how you go for your farming paths, if you actually end up getting like a decent weapon from the start, you can already start racking up some early game kills, and these will probably be some of the easier kills you get compared to later on in the game. When it's already fully farmed up, it can be a lot more difficult to have these one-on-one confrontations.
I genuinely feel bad for these guys because they are going to be fighting all the way through, but the VSS spray down for Portamali in 23 will completely outplay him and are a little bit unfortunate with this prone block there. When he tried to peek through the doors, he's going to get punished for this. However, Portamali with 7 HP, he's going to be down pretty low. He doesn't have first aids. He doesn't have meds as well. He's got to be a little bit more careful on what he needs to do, because there are still players around and he's made a lot of gunshots, and hopefully he's going to be able to find some meds soon. But as you can see, Paise, he's got the M4, pretty decent ammunition as well. And he's going to be looking for the hunt. Portamali, going to be a little bit careful. He needs to run away, but I don't know. Does he know that he's getting stalked right now?
I don't know. I mean, again, you just have to assume that there's always going to be someone lurking around next corner, right, in these solo tournaments. But then again, this isn't Paise. This is not Paise. Just kind of clarified that a little bit. But nevertheless, he had definitely heard a shot. So he knows that at least there's one guy in that building that he's aiming at, but he just doesn't know exactly where the position is. So either you have to turn your headset up until you can hear those footsteps, or you're just going to have to be very, very tactical with every move. And that's why I kind of felt like going for the entry just now in that 1 versus 1 in that room was kind of like the bad thing to do, because you're always going to be the most exposed actually, and if you're entering through an archway. Now, Ace FPS hearing some shots coming up around in front of him. It's going to see way down on the window. Not going to catch anyone that time though, but he's certainly on the prowl now to see if he can catch any stragglers from this one battle here. 4 guys, it looks like, in this one area here on boot camp. Lima just coming in from the north side, so he's actually hearing the gunshots and he's joining in on the fun.
Yeah, Porta Mali as well gonna be in a position where he's pretty much pincered by both Ace FPS as well. So he's gonna be looking for a way to dip out of bootcamp, but there's not a lot of places where he can actually get out. Look at him, he's got 36, he's got a VSS, he's got a decent amount of weaponry to actually punish all these aggressions, but he needs to make the shot count, because as of yet, the longer this drags on by, it is gonna be putting him at a disadvantage to actually stock up and loot. But fortunately for him, there's only about 16 players in this game, so I would say weaponries, ammunition, loots across the maps is still pretty diverse. So he can look to loot up another place, but the current situation he is in right now is he needs to find a way to get out. And SPS, Ace FPS gets a huge flag. He's gonna be trapped out as well, because the moment he tries to pick up, he's gonna be in a little bit of trouble as well. Because Porta Mali is in exposed. Paise also gonna be for the flank. Paise finish off Porta Mali, and now Paise is gonna get traded off as well as Ace FPS looking for the pressure. Not Paise, needs to heal up, he's dropped out pretty low, he drops a nades across the sides as well. FPS looking for the punish and he gets the kill! And there's gonna be 1 kill for each, and we're down to 11 players in bootcamp.
Yeah, that's a good one there from Ace FPS. I was going to say that, like, the longer they get bogged down, this is actually going to be worse off of them, because any time spent just kind of like ducking around and hiding is not time spent actually farming for good equipment. And especially for some of these guys who only have a single weapon, it's going to be a long journey to the next circle and the circle beyond. Lima now taking a good position up on the rooftop. Ace FPS looks like he's already peeling away as he can, but Lima does have the vantage point though. If he does catch him just as he comes out of the fenced area, I think it's going to be a bit hard for Ace FPS to avoid any damage.
I like how confident Ace FPS is, knowing that, oh, there's only a couple players that actually dropped in bootcamp. Immediately, oh, he got 2 guys, there's 3 people down. Okay, fine, let's get the heck out of there, because but at the same time, you know, he didn't realize that Lima was stalking all the way from the north. Most likely came all the way from Paradise, so he actually head down south, but he's got a 4x on this QBZ. So this is that's huge for him, because he's got a lot of range to scout around. But at the same time, you know, it's all about a waiting game now. There's just 10 people across the map. We see a couple of reds as of yet. Onizuka's is like, you know what? I've got all the time in the world. The circle's still pretty big. It's the first circle thus far. You know what? I'm just gonna take chill pill, you know? Hunker down. Who knows? If one, I would say any poor soul who decides to come in is gonna get completely sprayed down by this.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, these early phases of solo games,
off-angle rant, ew!
I love it.
Disgusting.
I just love it. But you know, these early phases of the game is always like the moments I find most zen. If in like whenever I'm doing rounds of PUBG, because it's always like it's always that calm before the storm. And sometimes, you know, you can be like anxious about it, but I always find it would be like the calmest part of like playing PUBG is honestly just roaming around, scanning for enemies, and getting good loot at the same time.
Hey,
Decathlon GX seems to be getting a page of that as well.
I remember Decathlon. I remember this dude. This guy was from the previous solo PUBG PC as well in APAC. This was like 2 months ago, and he's back in action, and I'm really happy to see him again. Likewise for Mr. Voyager, I remember this guy's name as well. So thank you guys for coming back again and joining with us, because it's been a pleasure watching you guys play. These guys are really good veterans here in the tournament. But as of yet, what I do know, Voyager, he's got a VSS as well as a Vector.
Yeah.
Not a big fan, but it's great when it comes to CQC, and going for a couple poke damage seems like he's going to be the strategy. Voyager, however, still far off in the zone. He's got a long way to go, but seeing that there's only 9 players across the map, it's just first circle, it's fine, you know. You're not gonna get gatekeep that hard. Everybody's gonna be playing this safe, you know. Placement is gonna be the way to go, and I guess he's taking a very different approach of the game right now.
I think like for the vast majority of like the players here, they want to prioritize in getting the long range equipment and then just one really good short range option. So I think what Voyager has is pretty good, because again, VSS being suppressed means that you're going to be able to mask your report from everyone else, especially far away. And then like the Vector, even though it's not the best SMG technically, it's still decent enough in stats, and it has a pretty high fire rate, and it's quite controllable, especially on a full spray, which is kind of like a spray down, which is kind of what you do in CQC and situations anyway. You're spraying and hoping that you'll be able to land enough shots, and the vector will be just perfect for that.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, you still have to be very tactical about this. M and Z Gamer X kind of like crawling around, or rather climbing up this hill here, trying to get a bit more view down below. But with the level of vegetation between himself and that player just all the way in the distance there, I think it's not going to be likely he's going to get any encounters anytime soon.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how things are actually escalating to this point, right? Like, because if you think about escalation and strategy approach here, usually you will kind of be in the middle of the circle. You know, you've got the best possible angle entry points. You got to prevent yourself from being gatekeep, blah, blah, yada, yada, right? So we do see a couple players hugging the circle, and because it's only like circle 1, circle 2, there are a lot of ways for you to penetrate the next phase zone. So we won't expect to see a lot of gatekeeping until about circle 4, circle 5. And even by then, it's going to be hard to gatekeep because of the fact that because it's a solo team play, you don't necessarily cover all the field of vision of every single direction. So there are going to be loopholes for you to sneak past as a rat. Snakes as well is going to be one as well. And I like how Zeus God Thunder is just so patient. He's snaking his way through. He doesn't want to give away information right from the get-go. I don't like this approach, but it puts him in a spot where people won't expect him to come where he's from, because people won't expect people to snake all the way from the start of the game and, you know, just check it, because people most likely is going to be hearing for gunshots by then and there. So I guess he's trying to gather some sort of information and try to sneak past them, but it's still only the second phase of the zone.
But it has another consideration as well, is that I'm not sure whether he has a scope in that AK, but AK wouldn't have the range, I think, if like some other player decides to come onto him with a sniper rifle. So I think that's part of consideration why he's taking this slow approach. But the fact that he's going to be riding the edge of the blue zone, as it were, is like literally like the safest kind of option, really. But then again, speaking about the fact that there's only 9 players left on this game right now, but 14 in total. On the other side of the coin, there's still going to be a lot of spaces where the plenty of potential to get a lot of loot if you know where they're looking for. And given it's only 14 players, it's impossible for all of them to cover every single part of the circle. So you definitely can still find some gaps if you're very stealthy enough, or really tenacious enough to just kind of like find good paths. That would be perfect. Or maybe you can even try to go for the care packages, which I think would be a lot more valuable in this kind of situation, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess if you're going for a little bit of CQC, definitely it's going to be one of the strongest weapons out there. But at the same time, looking into a Zeus God Thunder's perspective, right, it kind of reminds me of a documentary about the Vietnam War, where he's going for guerrilla tactics and guerrilla warfare, right? So you hit them where they least expect it as well. It's all about the mental pressure. It's all about playing the stake games. And for him to do that right from the get-go just shows you that there are still people that treat their strategies as real as it gets, right? And guerrilla warfare can be extremely tiring to perform. And it's all about the stamina. It's all about the mental fortitude. It's all about the patience game. And hopefully the patience is going to pay off in his favor, because as of yet, we do see a loud one right here as a live one, Toda-kun. He'll be driving around vehicles, trying to hope to get information. And I guess that's a pretty good way to find information, but he's only got one first aid kit. So he's got to be very careful on how he approaches his next fight, because the Cartron does hear this movement. He's going to get sprayed out potentially. And he's thinking about it as well. He's got a perfect LOS, but I don't think he scouted out the Decatron. So that's information given away for Decatron instead.
He's afraid that someone else will backdoor him if the moment he opens fire, and he wasn't really going to be guaranteed to get a hit anyway. But Toda-kun finally gets himself up on the hill, just on the edge, and what's he going to be doing here?
He's got an M249 and an AK. He's looking to be guns blazing, but
pretty much.
Okay. I'm not sure how he's gonna be able to control those recoils, but if he's playing proning all the way, most likely it's gonna be an okay factor. So will he be outplayed is gonna be something that I'm looking forward to. But this is Santa we're talking about, right? So there's a lot of trees. Expect a lot of close quarter battles. I guess it's an alternative to his strategy, I guess.
the good news for him, at least, is that he will have so much ammunition on one clip that basically he can spray a lot, even through like cover, through grass or whatnot. Even when he doesn't have a perfect view of like his target, he can still just do some suppressing fire with that M249. Hope they'll be able to get at least a hit or two. But I'm just worried that, once he starts firing, he's going to be immediately set upon by everyone else around that circle. So it's a bit of like a high risk, high reward strategy, I feel. But, like you said, I think like most of these players here will be playing the stake meta. They will be going prone a lot, especially in these open areas, and just kind of like don't want to be the first person to make that first move, because the react when the third party reaction is going to be able to catch you out very very easily, especially in first person mode. You don't really have a lot of like a wide view as
Oh,
if you
he
do third
sees
person.
it. No.
Oh, he sees him, gets the shot, and takes down Toda-kun just like that.
That's exactly why snaking out in the open is a little bit too far off, especially this early into the stage of the game, because past 300 meters, rendering is something that kind of favors people with snipers. In this case, 2-tap in the face, goodbye, my friend Toda-kun. Feels bad for him. But at the same time, Decathlon is still right at the edge of the goal. He's got a lot of movement he's got to cover, especially when the circle is going to be on the south side of boot camp. There's not a lot of buildings to actually hide on as well. Senpai's got a pretty decent angle, but they got to make a run for this, man. They really do have to make a run for this.
Yeah, those two just at the edge of the blue zone have to just hoof it to make it to the next safe zone. But it's already 4 guys taking place in one person on each like village I could see as far as this next circle is concerned. So anyone who's like going to be coming into this area is going to have to be very very have to have very very good situational awareness right now. And Z Gamer X is already approaching this one village that's being held by Senpai Ritz, and he's definitely playing very cautious, though he's still running out in the open, though, not from cover to cover. So I wonder if he gets spotted out. At the end of him, as I say that, Senpai Ritz finds him right with the red dot side and pretty much ends his run right there and then.
Yeah, that's a clean spray right there coming from Senpai Ritz, and I feel bad for that dude. We're down towards the final 6 players in the circle. Only phase 4. Still a lot of space to work with for all those players, and I hope that Senpai Ritz is going to be going on a hunt, because as of yet, he's one step closer for that placement poise. And the first place with the gaming chair, a lot is on the line as well for all the players.
Exactly. I mean, having a gaming chair, just being really good at PUBG for at least 4 rounds, then that's it. Wow. I mean, I'm going to be so jealous of the guy actually that's going to be picking up that grand prize. But nevertheless, that's still a journey to be had. Still 5 more guys to find here for Decathlon GX as he just approaches the safe zone. Might actually bump into Zio's God Thunder, who is already set up in a nice and placed position up on the hill. Now the blue zone is already creeping up to that building. No way for Decathlon is going to be able to make it through. And look at how well hidden he is. He's just creeping around. Decathlon to his right, but I'm not sure Zeus actually knows that this is the case, though. Decathlon creeping up the hill as well. Hasn't quite spotted Zeus yet, but it's so close. They're practically next to each other right now. Scanning around the rock. Zeus got started. Oh, he spots him. He spots him, I think. Here's the footsteps rustling through the grass right now. He just has his vector at the ready here, ready for a spray and pray. Climbing around the edge of the rock. He's gonna spot him. Oh, Troll comes up, flashes him momentarily, and that ends him there. Decathlon with a great reaction gets the win in that 1 versus 1.
Oh, good job coming from Decathlon as well. He heard that, cornered him with the flashbang, instantly went for the white pig, could not even react in time. And seems like the guerrilla warfare coming from Zeus is not going to help him out, but Decathlon now with 3 kills in the pocket and still right at the edge of the zone. It seems like he wants to try and play this into his later stage game. The circle is going to be partially into the building vicinity. He's got a lot of room to work with, but at the same time, he's in no position to contest the houses at all, because anything he tries to do out in open, he is going to get sprayed out, considering how things has been working out for quite a number of these kills so far.
I think like for Lima, who is like one of those 2 who are in the safe zone right now, like he's got 2 loot crates dropped around him. Must really be resisting the temptation to go out there and pick it up right now, but he knows just popping his head out is a huge risk right now, especially when you don't really know where everyone else is on the map, So at this point, the best bet is just a hold station, wait and see where this next circle comes out. If it stays on the building that you're in right now, that will be perfect. If it comes out in the open, and we got to get down and dirty with the rest of the survivors in this circle right now. Onizuka also riding the edge of the blue zone, very cautiously making his way up, and this is a much better approach. Like, just using the trees and the rocks for cover. You move from cover to cover, because if you go right around the outside, Senpai Ritz is going to snipe you down immediately when he spots you from his window.
Yeah, Onizuka now just found himself a buggy. He knows there's someone around, but little did know it was pretty much a leftover by Lima, most likely. And he's in a very awkward position because of the fact that there's two building compounds right on the left and right, and he's hearing a lot of gunshots. But the problem is, if the circle shifts away from him, he's gonna be pretty messed up. And now the circle favoring the compounds even more. He's in an awkward position where does he crash the compound with the buggy, or does he stay out and open, try and hope to get lucky with a couple picks here? But as of yet, those inside the buildings has one of the strongest stations right now, and everybody's gonna be looking for an opportunity to pincer them. And Senpai Reese knows he's got the best angles possible to try and catch people off guard.
That's the thing. They were just basically going to be playing gatekeepers right now, both Lima and Senpai Ritz, while Decatron, Mr. Voyager, and Onizuka will be having to approach from the outside. I think Voyager is just scanning horizon, doesn't quite spot Decatron that time, so we'll be filling up with a nice little top up of the energy drink right now to get himself some good movement speed. Now he's going to be going up towards where the transposition is. May he be trying to make a move here? Unfortunately, he's going to get spotted immediately, and Voyager is already down to nearly a sliver of health. 7 points left for him. And Decatron spots him from a distance and finishes him off.
Oh, the kill steals from Decatron. All the effort coming from Senpai is all gone to waste. But Decatron now looking for more kills. His God 4 is in the top 4 now. One of the prime positions and players to be in the #1 spot for that gaming chair. Definitely a veteran from the previous solo PUBG PC APAC tournament. Didn't exactly do too well, but he is definitely a star to be watching out of. Well, known for his aggression and precision of his shots. And so far, it has not disappointed me yet.
Again, having that experience is always so important because you know exactly what kind of tactics will work and what doesn't. And I think that Decatron is certainly using a lot of that experience right now in order to get himself this far. But how much further can he get, especially when he is at a disadvantage right now, especially compared to Senpai Rich, who has this next circle land right on top of him right now. So Lima will have to move out from his spot. That's going to expose him to some danger, no less from Onizuka, who's just to his left. To his right. Lima now coming into one of the buildings here, still trying to spot around, still trying to see if we can catch anyone on the outside before having to make that move into the circle, but he's just waiting, biding his time right now. Still got 30 seconds left, and Onizuka is already on the move here, riding the blue wave yet again, and this time's approaching the village complex where exactly Senpai Ritz is actually based in.
Oh, this is actually so good for Onizuka. Like, as long as he hugs on this building, he's gonna be a-okay, but as long as Senpai Ritz is not looking at him and checking his angles, he's gonna be good. But as of yet, if the circle shifts him out, he's gonna be in an awkward position where he needs to cross this open no man's land road where things can get a little bit spicy. We do hear smokes being popped across the map, and I guess that's something that Senpai Race is gonna be setting up to try and play a different angle. Lima as well, gonna be in a crosshair. You do see shots being shot towards Lima from the side of Decatron. And this is going to be tough for Lima to actually get out as well. Decatron already preemptive, setting up smokes to actually push in the zone. He's giving away his information, but at the same time, he needs to cover up his tracks, and that's actually good for him.
Yeah, and that's also allowing him just brief moments to actually scan around the smoke to see if he can spot anyone and immediately dive inside should he come under trouble. So, okay, now he's going to be spotted here. Senpai Ritz is already trying to put some shots in, seeing the smoke around him. Control him now. He's getting coming outside, but Senpai Ritz picks him up. Easy peasy. So now 3 more people left. Senpai Ritz still inside the building. The other 2 on the outside. Lima is going to be approaching in from the north side here, while Onizuka is still in the other building just to south of where Senpai Ritz is. So he's pretty much the man in the middle of the hill right now, and both Lima and Onizuka are on the way to try to conquer it.
Yeah, feels bad for Decatron as well. He tried his best, but based on the angles, it was just so difficult. He's got a lot of smokes for this play. But Lima also going to be keeping check as well without quite a tree. Onizuka gets scouted out, and now he's going to be lobbing a nade on Senpai. He's going to try and threaten this house as well. Senpai It's going to be a little bit of trouble. He does tag him up a little bit more, but Senpai is also going to be setting up an open as well. Lima having a nice angle to go in for the spray. He misses every single shot, but Lima finally takes him down. It all comes down to a 1v1. Senpai versus Lima, both also veterans from the previous solo APAC tournament. Lima having the high ground advantage, moves up. Senpai gets scouted out, but the sprays comes in. He's dropped out pretty low, and now Lima looking for the push. He's got a huge margin of tag, but Senpai needs to heal himself up. Who comes up on top?
He still has up the speed. Lima now still having M249, still having a lot of shots. Certainly will have the close quarters advantage here. Lima either has to be very, very quick with the shot, or he has to be extremely lucky. But right now, he switched to the S12K. That's a good option for a close quarter battle because the shotgun will have good amount of damage, especially at close range right now. But he still needs to be able to flush him out. Senpai Ritz now sending in every single turbo.
Huge.
The Molotov right now to try to flush Lima onto the top of the rocks here.
Huge.
But oh, Lima coming around the corner, almost catches Senpai Ritz now, just playing ring around the rosy here.
Shotgun.
Senpai Ritz is going to be moving very closely around the away, and one shot, and he gets the winner chicken dinner.
Oh, Senpai just completely outplays him with the mollies, the setups, the ring around the roses, the surprise shotgun to turn things around. Senpai held his ground in the house and will walk away with the first chicken dinner. Winner chicken dinner for Senpai Rays. But CL and Y, the clan tag, both in the top 2 as of yet, looking pretty good, pretty strong, hoping to get the #1 spot. But as of yet, Senpai Rays is ranked 1 for sure.
Yeah, and just on top of getting winner chicken dinner, also having 4 kills to his name, that's going to be a huge points lead that he's going to be getting at this point now. So that's going to be exciting. But another person definitely watch out for in this competition, Decatron. He also picked up 4 kills in this game. That's no slouch either. So I'm expecting him to be somewhere in the top 3 actually once you start to tabulate everything on.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit interesting as well because the fight will continue as well. We have, the first games usually is all about warming up to the game, getting a feel of how your opponents kind of play and think and play and strategize around the strategy, right? So in this case, now the biggest threat has got to be Decatron, Senpai, as well as Lima, right? If you think about how the way they play, they do like to take a lot of space, a lot of advantage, try and punish, get a couple kills here and there, but the thing about the placement points as of yet is that the first place gives you a whopping 20 points, whereas 1 kill gives you 1 point. So 4 maps in total, technically and mathematically, it's nearly impossible to actually offset the overall scores later on. And getting top 3 is what you want to be at, especially when you are looking for the prizes itself, which we are going to be awarding away. So I guess getting placement in top 3 pretty much secures you every single game. Kind of secures you a top 3 placements, and currently being in the top 3 spot is where you want to be for every single map.
Yeah, and the thing is, in this competition, and most like any other kind of competition where it's a race for points, every single point will matter. So no matter what, you still want to be able to get the kill points, which is why what Decatron was able to do by stealing other people's kills is like so devastating, really, because that's points you basically denied to his opponents here. And the fact that we're having 14 players here means that there's only at most 13 kills you could get, and then that's if you're extremely lucky. So those points are just going to be very far and few in between to begin with.
Yeah, and those kill points, you wouldn't exactly see it as a very, very significant change in the first few maps, but on map 4, where things get a little bit more spicy, if you get a consistent about 10 kills, 20 kills, that's a lot of points as well, but you gotta start racking it up. So in this case, the 2 players that's starting to go for this kind of approach is going to be Decatron and Senpai Rates as of yet. But like I said, it's still going to take a little more time. Game 2, Game 3, if they kind of flop on Game 2, Game 3, we are going to be seeing a little bit of a close match between the rest of the players where they try and force themselves for the top 3 position. And of course, first place, walking away with the gaming chair is a very, very important one. And for these guys just tuning in, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself as well. We are having the Master Cup XP Solo Battle Royale, where we are playing a total of 4 matches in total. First map, Sandhawk. Second map, Erangel. Third map, Miramar. And the fourth map, Erangel. It's again.
Yeah, so only the classic maps of PUBG as it were right now, and I was be especially interested to see how things will play out in Miramar, because if memory still serves me correctly, it's probably one still the biggest maps. I'm not sure compared to the other newer maps right now in PUBG, but I digress though. At least as far as the classic maps go, Miramar definitely paces itself out a lot more differently because of the size of the map itself. But nevertheless, we're going to be jumping into Erangel next, another classic map as it were for PUBG M, but I'm still expecting more of the same kind of playstyle we've been seeing here, because again, everyone is playing first person, playing on solo, you have very little information to work with, less so compared to playing in third person mode. And you're going to be looking at some guys prioritizing like certain weapons. You know, you did see the M249 being used by 2 players here, but the vast majority, everyone else was using long-range weaponry. And I think this is kind of like the meta, as it were, right now for this 1v1. But it's really now up to these players here to see how well they can adapt now. Knowing that who are the strong players here. I mean, Decatron, as well as a winner of the last round there, Senpai Ritz, and we want to see who else is going to be able to step up the plane and actually give these guys a little run, or rather a little bit more challenge here, see for them to get the top prize.
Yeah, and as of yet, utilities is what helps you clutch in very, very important situations, especially if you are looking for space control, flanking, as well as a potential setup. So having those flashbangs, having those mollies, having those smokes is going to help you out a lot in those when it comes to those kind of clutch situations. I count about 6 to 7 smoke grenades up on Decathlon just now. I think about 2 or 3 flashbangs up on Senpai Ritz, 3 mollies up on Senpai Ritz as well. So it shows you how important all these utilities help you in those kind of sticky situations, especially 1v1 moments, right? But
exactly,
it's all about space control, it's all about zoning, it's all about getting into a favorable position. So I guess in the early stage of the game, you don't really want to spend too much time looting or fighting too much. Spend too much time fighting. You want to spend a lot of time in scattering utilities and trying to push yourself in towards a better center circle. And considering there's about 19 players in this map itself, it's not that hard to push through into the inside circle. Like Sandhawk for a team game, let's say full 60 players, obviously it is going to be very, very difficult. But with 19 players, I think it's a little bit easier now.
Yeah, definitely. But by that same kind of like token as well, you know, having less players means that you have to really make the most of all these encounters that you get, because you never know when's the next one going to be coming around. And especially for the ones we saw earlier on who decided to go for those early hot drops, I would think like I would very much discourage that kind of like strategy, because again, you know, just like you mentioned, you want to be able to get good loot, and being bogged down by a fight in the early phase, the best phase really to actually start building up good farm, is always going to be very, very costly. So unless your strategy is literally to kind of like deny other players the ability to farm, you can only do it with so many people. Everyone else that's on the other side of the map is not going to be affected, and you yourself, you know, if you still get bogged down in that first battle all the way into the first circle start coming up, then you know you're going to be at a huge disadvantage by the time you get to the mid to late game stage.
Yeah, and I'm extremely excited to see what everyone in the chat is looking forward to as well. What do you guys want to see? What kind of expecting here? Who you guys are supporting in this tournament itself? Who are you guys? Have you guys subscribed to Master Cup XP? Have you guys followed yet? Have you guys reacted? Have you guys given us a comment? Have you guys shared the stream as well? Because we are here building a community for you guys every single week. We do have multiple streams across the map for tournaments, for Let's Play series. We have the APAC region, we have the Latin America region, we have also the NA region as well, EU region, also streaming on multiple talents. We have got a lot of amazing people, you know, playing some good games for you guys. Let us know down in the comments, and also be sure to follow on all our social medias on every single platform. We have Facebook, Instagram, we have Twitch as well. Follow us on Master Cup XP, and we will keep you guys updated on the things that we do across the weeks as well. And here's a little bit of a good incentive for you guys, right? Every single month we'll guarantee a tournament for you guys that is watching the stream, right? We will always announce our tournaments on the pages and on all our streams. So every single week, regardless of me, it's Meyer, or is it going to be Tosh Bunny, or it's going to be Victor Cax, as long as we're streaming every single week, regardless of the games that we are playing, we will be announcing certain things during the stream. So if you're a true loyal fan of our Master Cup XP, we will give you guys a little bit of a heads up to actually participate in tournaments like this, where you can walk away with lucrative prizes. And what I mean by prizes, we are giving away for this time the top 3 placement. The first place walking away with a Caliber R2S Kana gaming chair. Second place, Master Box NR200P. And the third place, a Mouse MM720 Glossy Black. So it's free goodies for you guys. And of course, now the players up on screen, a couple of players, if they're lucky, they'll make it the top 3, Victor.
Indeed. I mean, but then again, it's not just about luck, it's also having the skills really to make full use of the circumstances you've been handed, right? And let's see, if they can still pull off a similar kind of like play, or rather placement, actually I should say, in this next round of Erangel here. Then I say that we really have a good shot of taking one of those top 3 prizes there. I mean, it's either the gaming chair or the PC case or the gaming mouse. Like either one of those could be up for grabs for these dudes here. So, nevertheless, though, having a look on the map of Erangel itself, I'm just wondering what would be like. I'm just thinking, like, if I'm going to be playing in this battle here, what would my strategy be here? And I'm starting to think that just trying to stay on the far edges of the map might actually work out very well, because like I said, there were very few people on the map, which means that not every single ground is going to be covered, and it's quite likely that if you can especially explore some of the high, like the high probability of dropping loot areas like Polina and such, if you're able to just kind of like use that first 5 minutes, really just get all the loot you need, then really the rest of the game is pretty much just you going out there and just finding kills, or rather just finding people to kill, essentially. So I wonder, like, what other kind of strategies really would you kind of like run this kind of the solo tournament here?
That's the thing, right? Like, personally, when it comes to strategy, I think the corner ones work out pretty well. But if a circle, like being in the center circle, always gives you a little bit more advantage, a little bit more room to work with. You can see Senpai Race is one of good examples, one of the first to have a very, very nice compound. Securing compounds is always great as well. You kind of limit your FOV and your line of sights for people to actually punish you, right? So yeah, I guess in these kind of scenarios, it's great that you're going to be able to do that. Being outside, it's okay if you are looking to wrap around compounds. You want to try to push into the compound, it's great. But you are going to be succumb to people who are also outside. So people inside the buildings always have a little bit more of an upper advantage, and just because of their percentage of survivability dramatically increases because of the fact that they are not constantly in cover. Yes, information is going to be lacking a little bit here, but you don't really need a lot of information. You can gather information with just hearing your audio as well. People giving gunshots, giving audio cues, this give you a little bit more information. Kill feeds, of course, is also information as well. Considering that if you're talking about real life scenarios, right? If somebody gets killed, you wouldn't know whether or not who got killed. With kill feeds, especially in this game as well, it gives you a little bit more information to work with, such as, oh, somebody's shooting a DMR across the map, boom, suddenly someone died. So that's the information you can kind of have a little bit of game sense to kind of deter. It's kind of like a sonar to try and detect where potential players are from which direction. So that's something that you have to learn over time. It's all about game sense, etc. And obviously, real life scenario, if you're playing airsoft, you're playing paintball, not likely going to be happen. You know what I mean? You're not going to have like an interface where your eyes pop up. Oh, Victor died. Okay, not happening. Not happening.
It'll be so fun, actually, thinking about it, to actually have like a airsoft or paintball battle royale IRL. But I don't know how exactly you like. You deal with circles, stuff like that.
Technically, there are airsofts, just not in Asia, not in Malaysia. In particular, that thing is banned. I would love to participate in it, but that thing is banned. I strive and admire people on YouTube that's posting all these airsoft battles. You know, they've got all those camo suits, they've got this bullets, pellets, you know, sniping people around with their GoPros and stuff. Yeah, I wish I can actually try and participate in this kind of activities, but it's pretty freaking expensive. And the closest thing for us as a Malaysian to actually do that is probably paintball, man. Paintball, bro.
Yeah, pretty much paintball all the way, though.
Yeah, but it's not as far as a sniper, you know, getting shot from 3 stories across of the map. That's crazy. But nevertheless, without further ado, we're jumping into the second map right now, and this is going to be the map of Berengo. We've got 12 players in this game.
Yeah, we're going from north to southwards, maybe a bit of a west bias at the moment, but that's going to put them all over Polyana. They're going to put them over Roshop, Shinki maybe. So let's see who and where they're going to be dropping down to. Paisa is already dropping very early on right now. It looks like he's already headed down towards, I can't quite see exactly which village he's headed towards, but it's got a complex he's already marked out. It seems to be all for his own lonesome here. No one around him actually challenged him for this position, so I think he should be able to have a pretty decent time farming in this early phase here. But nevertheless, I want to see as well where all of the other players are dropping at the moment, because I'm expecting that at least for the second round here that they should be thinking about spreading themselves out a lot more thinner. Lima now looks like it's been landing around Roshawk, but I see another player just to the north of where he is, and looks like they will be both dropping more or less in the same area here, though the other guys seem to be a lot far off from this complex, meaning that Lima probably will be able to get some pickups quite early on here, and he indeed is already rushing to get as much as he can right as he drops from the parachute.
You know, if this was a team game where there's 4 players in each team, obviously prioritizing vehicles is going to be great, right? You want to rotate as quickly as possible out of the city after you've fully stocked up all your items, etc. But when it comes to solo, that doesn't necessarily mean the case. But having those vehicle upper hand means that you can get in and out of fights or the early engagements rather safely to try and reposition to a different place to try and choose a different battle. So in Sanhok, it's okay. You don't really need it because feeder vehicle rotating between the map is destructive. There's just too many mountains to raise. Erangel is a little bit more forgiving. There's roads, there's a lot of entry points. You can actually rotate in the next phase zone. And if the circle is a military base, it's going to be a completely different story. But Mansion, we do see a little bit of scuffle. Once again, Porta Mali going to be in the hot seat. Once again, 2 games in a row.
Yep, 2 of these guys just hot dropping on Mansion here. Vaughn only has 1 shotgun. It's the other one, a shotgun as well as an S12. But nevertheless, though, he is already on the prowl here, but doesn't have a lot of utilities on hand. But Potamal just decides to pull away from this village here, which actually might be a smart choice on his part, because at least knowing that another person is going to be looting around here might be better for him to try to find something else. Though the thing is that what's to the south of Mansion here, I wonder if he's going to be able to find one in time, though, but there's still plenty of time left on the clock right now, 3 minutes and 40 seconds, so hopefully be able to find a good farming spot just down south where Angry OC is, and Angry OC in the meantime just going to be chilling on a mansion by himself.
Yeah, here's a little bit of fun fact from the comment section as well. We have Fat Benda saying that, bro, if someone lands on the bridge, they are PewDiePie. And
no.
When I think about landing on bridges, it kind of reminds me of this YouTuber / streamer called Erasable Ninja, who does all the most annoying, unexpected ninja plays across multiple game titles. And I believe once upon a time he had this full black mask suit, which I kind of copied as well and used it in some of my games. And he blended around the terrain to a point that he was able to get a pan kill and just completely rat people out. So I don't know, maybe hiding on top of the bridge is great and all, but can you pull off multiple stunts? And what I mean stunts is that you need a motorbike, you need to pull off a insane stunt where you need to ramp off the edge of the bridge, fly on top and just prone all the way through and hope nobody spots you. And while this is happening, the third condition would be is that the circle must be on the bridge. So is it possible? I don't know yet. But another fight is about to break down. Zeus God Thunder is going to be going up against Torakun. Torakun scouts him out. He hears him and they open up, and now they're going to go for a straight up. They missed a shot. And what is going on?
Oh my god, what the heck? How did Torakun miss that so much to the point that Zeus could actually get a reload?
Look at his head! Look at his head! It's just shaking! Oh my god, bro! I just missed every single shot! Oh my god!
That is just.
My brain cannot, bro. His brain just
It's
flew
just
out, bro.
so-
It's just shaking. Oh my god.
I mean, it's so unfortunate that they had to catch this live, right? That's probably not his best
Oh
moment
my
for
god,
sure.
look at his sad face. Oh my
Uh.
god, in memory of Totakun. Oh my goodness.
He will be missed, that's for sure.
See you next map, bro. See you next map.
Let's see what Voyager YouTube has been up to lately. Just here, already made his way across the bridge here, comes in to a pretty empty village all by himself. He has a car on hand, so he's definitely going for that mobility in this game in particular. But it looks like he's stopping out by the roadside again. I think he's still kind of like on the prowl to get to that loot crate that's just dropped just not too far away from where he is going to be at. So he's already looking to try to get the leg up on everyone else. And, you know, I was saying that probably these loot crates would be a lot more valuable in these solo tournaments, mainly because of the armor, actually. You'll be able to get the level 3 helmet and the level 3 body armor. And I think that is going to make a lot of difference, actually, especially in these one-on-one sort of like situations.
Yeah, I guess if you put it that way, it's going to be great at all. But the thing right now that I feel that is one of the biggest struggle is that will they be able to actually take a CQC properly, right? Sandhawk has been known for the land of snakes, but for Erangel, it's a little bit more tactical now. So playing in Erangel just kind of favors people who are very, very experienced in the game and has a lot of strategy knowledge to actually play this game. So in this case, players like Voyager, players like Decathlon, they are going to benefit a lot in trying to utilize the terrains to their advantage. In this case, I like how Voyager is just decided to say, you know what, I'm just gonna hunker down towards the apartment south of the bridge. And interesting enough, this is North George, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is North Georgia Pool, and it's one of the places where if you are a rat, there is just so many places for you to hide. Exiting can be a little bit difficult, but it gives you so much room, right? But if the moment the zone comes out into urban warfare, well, you're gonna be a running chicken. And in this case, Decathlon gonna be running around out in the open. He's only got an M4. I'm not exactly sure what is going through his mind, but he does find himself a vehicle in front. Or is that not a vehicle? Yeah, it is a vehicle.
Yeah, it is a vehicle. That is a vehicle, the UAZ. So should be able to use that to his advantage. And the thing is that when you have maps like these where there's a lot of open areas, I kind of think that the vehicle is going to be an important asset because it's going to be a kind of like movable cover that you can make use of. And I think that's pretty much what these solo players need, right? At least if the next circle or like the final circles end up being on open ground, you know, you can actually use these vehicles as a sort of cover. In otherwise what will be a very much coverless kind of situation. So we'll see whether or not that will play out. In the meantime, Senpai Ritz is still making Pochinki his home at this point now. Still 3 minutes to go before the end of phase 1, and Blue Zone is still a long way to go. So still plenty of time for these guys really to just find the best equipment possible. So far, it's got the M762 as well as got another rifle on the other hand. It has scope on one and red dot sight on the other. I think it's very much set. Just maybe have to look for some frag grenades to accompany his smokes and molotovs, and it should be pretty set.
You know, Pochinki has been known as the hottest drop in the game, right? Since the introduction of PUBG BC, Pochinki has been one of the strongest, most famous place to hot drop as well. But it is also known as the land of the elites. And what I mean by the land of elites is that those who come out on top from Pochinki every single time, they are fighters and masters in the game. And they are definitely barbarians. And for Senpai to have that kind of confidence after taking first game, well, seems like nobody's looking to threaten him. So I guess, you know, in terms of drop spot wise, maybe on the 4th map, maybe if we are looking at people trying to disrupt his points, there is a possibility that we are going to be seeing a lot of hot rod out Pochinki. I was expecting a little bit more engagement in this early in the game, but Potamali this time, even though he's on a hot seat, he won his fight, he's going to get out.
Yeah, he's already making his way to the center of this next circle, which would be a good way to kind of like just basically ride the next circle and so on and so forth. But he does need to try to find some good loot though, because at the moment he's very much dry when it comes to frags or molotovs. That's a plenty of health kits, so maybe he might be able to even play around inside the blue zone should he choose to. But I wouldn't recommend doing that for too long. Nevertheless, though, he's already approached one complex here. Should be able to get some good loot. Now we're going to be able to have a good overview of the whole map at this point. So Not Paise is moving in from the northern side. Zeus got Thunder. Onizuka holding the south side. Potamali is going to be moving in on where Senpai Ritz is in Pochinki. So there could be a potential for an encounter right there and then. MZ Gamer X is also moving in from the north side of Pochinki, but he seems to be very much settled in his own little village there. Voyager YouTube just to the north of where Decatron GX is, around Hospital and Jojo Paul, so that doesn't look like it's going to be ending up in an encounter anytime soon.
Well, this is in a very difficult spot right now for the players themselves. If you think about all the possibilities that can actually happen and may happen in all the scenarios, what's the dream ideal fight that you would like to see? Like, personally, I'm an action movie kind of guy. I'm like a Michael Bay kind of movie guy where, you know, I like to see explosions, boom, bada bing, bam, explosion, you know. Cinematic trailers is something that I do personally enjoy as well. I think when it comes to having, I would like to see the BDRM a little bit more. Like, I want to see how people utilize that tank and just completely shred through their game.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But I think like what well, not to say ideal, but like I think like what these players will more likely want is to have like a final battle area that's full of cover, like maybe one of these urban spots in the middle of these zones. And the thing is that, but if it does end up becoming on the open ground, though, that's really going to be where your how many utilities you actually picked up is going to matter a lot, because at that point the only way you're going to be able to either get information or to actually attack an enemy they can't really see is that you have to burn through your utilities, and especially some of these guys who seem to prioritize more on getting health pickups compared to actual utilities. It's not going to be good. What is Lima doing? Taking a dip right now in this game? Doesn't he realize there's a tournament being played right now?
Hey man, that's beauty by bro. But not on the bridge, under the bridge right now.
Yeah, probably a safer spot.
I swear to God, Lima has got the rattiest position right now. Like, who would expect somebody to be swimming under the bridge, you know? No one checks it. No one checks it. I swear to God, no one checks this.
But if someone does, there's no way for Lima to shoot back unless he finds himself close to dry land. He is close enough to the pillar that maybe he could jump on it, maybe. But then again, it's a very, very ratty spot for sure. And anyone else is going to be coming up from Ross Hall is going to be in for a nasty surprise. Though MZ Gamer is going to be coming through, probably headed towards Ruins, maybe. But if he does decide to divert to the right, then Lima might just have an opportunity here to actually make use of his position.
I can't believe he actually went there to play from the get-go. Not looking for points. Senpai Ritz as well, not looking to engage fights. There's still 11 people in the map, 12 minutes. We haven't seen too much action yet. Only a couple kills here and there. Yeah, Juice got a kill. Fat Panda fan here is all the way for Zeus got Thunder. I like how Fat Panda is very supportive of him. At the same time, you know, it's funny how things can get a little bit spicy. We got MNC Gamers. Is he gonna go for a drive-by kill? Because he does hear a car down in front, but I don't think he wants to go for this.
Maybe not. It's already kind of like doing evasive moves there. And Onizuka looks like he's actually headed to the loot crate. Yeah, he does turn around and he's going to be picking up the loot crate there. But oh, and then Z Gamer might just be running into Senpai Ritz, who is around the corner here. Onizuka gets himself on the loot crate, should be able to get some decent armor there to use. And in fact, that's AWM as well to boot. So he is very much kitted for these long-range engagements. In the meantime, Senpai Ritz hears a car of Gamer X coming across, but isn't able to come out in time to finish him off. It's going to try with a sniper shot, but it's a little bit optimistic there for Senpai, my friend. So
I swear to God, if he hits that shot, that's a highlight reel right there. Like on his first attempt, boom, headshot. It's either he's hacking or it's a highlight reel, but I highly doubt it's hacking, because hacking, technically, hacks don't really have a lead shot, I guess. You know, technically they're all like assister, they want to be on point of your head, etc. But for them to lead a shot like that, I don't think he's hacking, but still. It would be really cool if he actually hit that shot though, on his first try.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's only like, what, a fleeting moment for him to
That's
get
like a one in a million shot kind of scenario, you know?
Yeah. Oh, but Ritz quick puts great spin onto the angry OC.
Oh, he's gonna try again.
He's gonna
try
cross
again.
him. He's gonna try again. There's a shot.
Ah.
Didn't land that time either. But he just made his way across there with the buggy, which I might add is kind of brave because buggy has less cover compared to the other vehicles in this game, though it does offset it by being a lot faster. Angry OC though is going to be landing, I think, more or less where Gamer X is. So Gamer X is already on the rooftop. He definitely heard the buggy crashing against the side there. So he probably figures there's someone already trying to push his position. And we already see the angry OC having his troubles ready. He's probably trying to flush things out here, sending the frag grenade up to the second floor. But Gamer X is not going to be abated quite yet. He is going to be ducking deeper inside. Angry OC making his way to the first floor. But Gamer X keeping an eye on the stairwell area, making sure that he has his exits covered, and now he's up on the rooftop. That should make it a lot easier for him to keep his cover. Angry OC spots him on the roof a little bit, gives the Wolves a little bit of a spray, but doesn't seem to. Oh, actually, it looks like he just went for a bit of a pre-fire down by the room there. But Gamer X going to be jumping down to get on the same floor as.
Oh, he got it off angle.
Oh, go for the spray there. Didn't quite nail him down, but Gamer X doesn't take a lot of damage that time. He opens up the door, but Angry OC finishes him up just in the nick of time and down to only 4 points of health.
Oh, so unlucky. MNZ, he got the off angle off, but his recall control was a little bit off the mark. If not, Angry OC would have just been punished right there. So lucky for Angry OC, but still GG well played. It was a good fight between the two of these players, but we are down towards the final 10 players as of yet.
I'm surprised he didn't hit anything on the head there.
Right.
If I were him, I would just aim straight for the head. That would be the easiest way to finish off Angry OC. But looks like he only caught a few body shots, and unfortunately, deciding to go to that doorway there couldn't react fast enough. Angry OC has already had his crosshair pinned to that door because he knew that that he was going to try to come in through there. So either way he cut it, that was very much a kind of a fail on Gamer X's part. But nevertheless, he will still have at least 2 more rounds to try to make up for that.
Yeah, I guess he's got 2. He used up a lot of utilities for this fight, right? Now he's only got 2 smokes and 2 molotovs, and there's 10 people left alive. He needs to find a way to stock up some of his utilities, and as of yet, he's right in the middle of the circle. It's one of the best positions to be in, but there's not a lot of places where he can actually stock up those utilities, and that's something that he's going to be having a little bit of a trouble and problem, if you think about it. If everyone decides to crash into him, which is a very, very huge possibility as well. We do see a lot of vehicles being purchased by all the players themselves. They are going to be dunking his way through. But Onizuka looking for the dream drive-by shot with the AWM. Not exactly sure if he's going to hit that shot, but if he does, that's pretty sick.
I'll also give him point for trying anyway, but it looks like Angry OC is going to get a jump on him instead, though. He does have an SLR, which would be a better choice here to try to snipe someone who is inside a car, but nevertheless, those warning shots are enough to force Onizuka to fall back. Now he comes back with the enemy and tries to overshot yet again.
Okay.
He didn't quite nail it that time, but looks like he will be making a peel out, and looks like he's going to be going for this boom and zoom here, hoping to at least get something hit, but Angry OC now trying to fight back, manages to pin Onizuka to this tower over there. So it looks like Onizuka is going to have to play this on foot now from this point.
Oh, I really want to see this happen, man. Like, if he does a drive-by and just snipes him off across, that would be the biggest one. Especially with the AWM, it's going to be huge. However, he just lost his vehicle. So Onizuka getting shot from across the map in his vehicles is going to take a significant amount of damage. Meanwhile, he's only got a 4x, while Angry Yo has got like a 6x in his facility. So in terms of range-wise, technically when it comes to precision, Angry is going to have a little bit more advantage to actually hit those shots.
Yeah, but like, it'll be sick though, especially with a gun looking this sick. You definitely want to kind of root for Onizuka at the moment, but right now he's got bigger problems here because no vehicle means that he's very much stranded out here unless you could basically get force Angry OC to get off of that position, which is going to be so unlikely to do so, having only an AWM. But if he's not able to get a kill on Angry OC can continue to keep him suppressed inside the tower for a very long time. And this is going to further hamper him should the next circle not actually end up in this area here. But nevertheless, Lima picks up a kill onto Not Paise just off of the camera there. So he's already putting in some points there for himself.
Yeah, and now the problem here for Senpai Ritz is he's playing in a corner zone, right? I was expecting him to play a little bit more in the center zone, but this time he's gonna check his corners as well. And guess what? We've got the guerrilla warfare rat right there. I think he briefly caught his back as well. Zeus got Thunder is gonna get sprayed down, and he goes for the kill, and Senpai Ritz will take him out. Feels bad. Great spot right there coming from Senpai Ritz. Can't believe he actually spot that glimpse on that.
Then again, he was like scanning every single window in every building he goes into. He did this as well in the last game, and that pretty much is his strat here. Just using these buildings as his huge, these bases that he's gonna use to put fire on anyone getting close by. So that's already paid off twice now for Senpai. And looks like that might be the strat to go, really, in a situation like this. Now, Voyager YouTube gets himself in more or less the same area where Pot Amali is, but is missing, just passing by him by a wide country mile right now, trying to find some additional loot. Pot Amali, in the meantime, looks like he's actually kind of scanning around for enemies here. May have just picked up some shots early on from Voyager, maybe, so that's actually putting him a bit on edge at the moment. But he doesn't realize Voyager's already peeled away from that position now, and Pot Amali is just kind of wasting time at this point. Nevertheless, though, this next circle is landing right on the top of both Onizuka and Angry OC. So it looks like the both of these guys is going to be stuck in this quandary for a little bit longer now.
Well, we've got Mount Everest in the making. Seems like the circle is going to be shifting them up there as well. Those with vehicles is got to get up there really, really quickly, because that is where the best sniping spot is going to be in play. However, it's going to be a little bit difficult considering that everyone is pretty centered as well, especially for Onizuka has pretty much lost his vehicle. Climbing up the mountain is going to be a death trap for him. Pre-fires are coming in. He's still got 12 bullets additional in the pocket, so he's going to be able to pressure a little bit more, but I guess Angry OC is going to say, you know what, it's just not worth it. I'm going to take the vehicle and just dip out. Potentially, Decatron going to be on top of the mountain. He sees a lot of players. He knows there's a couple of players in Georgia containers, and they are going to be free kills for him. But at the same time, he's got to check the mountain himself, because he's not exactly sure if there's another player on the other side of the mountain for now.
Yeah, so he's always got to have to watch his back every now and then, but having the perfect sniping spot on both Voyager and Pot Amali, this is a huge opportunity here for Decatron. Just wonder if the SLR really has enough range to actually catch him that far. And oh, he can even spot Angry OC's position from this hill alone, so he's probably in the best place right now for this phase of the game, just that he's not able to find any targets quite yet, and he's constantly worried about anyone climbing up. In fact, yeah, he has reason to be worried, because look at Senpai Ritz. He's on the other side of this range here, and he's also pretty much going for the same strat as well. I think he does have a scoped weapon, so he's probably trying to use that to his advantage right now, but unfortunately, a car is not exactly the kind of thing you want to use on these rocky terrain, though. You might want to use a crawler or a jeep, but unfortunately that's all he has right now. And Decatron making his way across the mountain range here. Did he hear something on that side there that's causing him to move that way? It feels kind of like that might be the case, though. Decatron makes his way inwards towards where Senpai Ritz is, and might actually be able to counter him should Senpai Ritz still be in the car. But nevertheless, though, he's backing out a little bit, realizing that probably best to just stay in position right now, wait and see where this next circle is going to land.
Yeah, I like how Senpai Ritz is looking for an escape path, right? Like, he knows his vantage point is really, really good, but if he needs to reposition and with the car, it's going to be very, very difficult. He finds himself in a very different approach. And as soon as I say this, look at this, circle is going to be shifting up north. He's got a better angle to actually sneak into the next phase zone. But Decatron, however, if he tries to run down steep down, people from the bottom is going to get free kills across the map. So he's making an option to actually back up to his vehicle, try to take it to find a better spot. Hopefully hunkering down, but there's just not a lot of terrain to work with. Angry OC going to be making a lot of noise in the compound. We are going to be expecting a lot of noise there if they decide to crash into him, which is very possible as well. But seems like Senpai Ritz is gonna play along the mountain range, hoping to find a couple of good spots to hunker down. And fortunately for him, he does find a couple, but it's still very risky. He heard gunshots from the people down the mountain, doesn't want to get picked off. It's just not worth it. It's just open terrains all the way on this map right now.
Shots being fired already, so he knows he's being targeted right now. I think it's the angry OC who has been firing those shots off. Now it comes out there. Oh, Senpai Ritz on the right in front of him very aggressively though, but angry OC has him quite pinned, forcing him to duck into this next shed. Angry OC is going to try to reposition as well. Senpai Ritz through the window just before he's able to make the climb through, but Senpai Ritz up the way just in the nick of time. Bit of a tense situation right now. Looks like coming from the west side. It's going to be Voyager YT. He's probably going to be able to disrupt this party here. Angry OC sends a frag grenade, didn't quite land it there. Voyager RT jumps into this battle here. Lands just in front of where Senpai Ritz had his crosshair. So that was a perfect shot there for Ritz. He has to dodge the nade, dodge the Molotov at the same time. Seems to be in a good spot right now, but then unfortunately has to use his first aid kit, giving him a bit of a lull, giving Angry OC another opportunity to reposition himself. He decides to get up onto the rooftop here to get a better view, but he's got to watch out as well because he's still in this battle with Onizuka. And Onizuka, if he can capitalize on this opportunity here, he might be able to steal a kill or maybe even two.
Oh my god, that was such a ballsy play from Senpai Ritz, but because of this play, it kind of allowed every single team or players around the map kind of got this information, because that pretty much says that, hey, there's a lot of players there, means there's more room for them to work around, so they are rotating in. As you can see, Decathlon already making what he heard Botamali, and he's gonna try and check the corners with his nades, try and push and mask his footstep, and as you can see, he doesn't know, is it gonna be behind this tree, and most likely it is a possibility. Botamali going for the flank as well. Decathlon playing it safe as well, doesn't want to overpeak his head. It's gonna be a 1v1 as well. The spray comes in, Decathlon goes for a couple headshots in, he's backing out, he's looking for off angle again. Botamali doesn't see him, it's double tagged him, but the circle is gonna force him in quickly as well, but Decathlon loses his trade-off, and Botamali will survive. But across the maps, there are snipes coming in. Botamali will get scouted out, but he's gonna be A-okay for now.
He needs to go and pick up the whatever kit that he had just now, because Decathlon already having some grenades in his pack is going to be very valuable if Potamali wants to use that for this final battle here. But unfortunately, he's got to contend with the fact that Lima is just right next to him and also scanning the horizon here. Onizuka picking up the kill instead there. I was confused for a sec, but it turns out Onizuka spotted him just faster than what Lima could do and actually takes him out with a headshot.
Oh, Botamali is running around. He knows there's people in the building. He needs to find an off angle, but no! He's fine. He's fine. But the zone, 30 seconds left. He's got to get out.
Yep, he's still not quite within the safe zone here. Onizuka now on a roll here. He's trying to move up into Angry OC's position, but that's exactly where Senpai Ritz is as well. The benefit is that at least he knows that Angry OC is facing pressure, not Vision 1, but there's two players here. Potamali, though, he's very much caught out in this very awkward situation here. Not a lot of cover between himself and the building where Angry OC is, and he doesn't have any smokes as well, so cannot cover his approach. He's going to have to do this the long and hard way. There is a tree on the other side there. Perhaps he might be thinking about making a break for it on that side, but that is not where the safe zone is. Guatemala now using a grenade launcher, trying to cover his track while he just makes a dash for it. Hopefully they would get that away, but unfortunately Angry OC is already spraying him down. Onizuka gets himself in the vehicle, getting himself inside the safe zone here, trying to get wrapped around the backside of where this battle is occurring right now while trying to get his heels up at the same time. So he's moving around, trying to avoid all the action. Potamali now in a desperate move. The zone! Oh no, the Zoo Zone takes him out instead though. But Senpai Ritz is still credited with the kill.
Yeah, but down to the final three. Both players inside the compound. Onizuka in prime position. They gotta get out. Senpai Ritz finishes off Angry OC. Now it comes down to 1v1 once again. It's Senpai Ritz, the top contender for the tournament for now, is in one of the most difficult spots to be in as of yet. Onizuka, 8 shots in the chambers. He can actually one-shot him, especially when the terrain is going to force him out. 40 seconds left on the clock. Senpai Ritz needs to make a play, and as of yet, he's setting up with smokes. He's trying to confuse Onizuka on where Senpai Ritz may or may not be coming from right now.
Yeah, that's a good call here, but I think if he really wants to be able to disrupt Onizuka here, blow up the Jeep, to shoot it down, and hopefully the explosion will be able to do some damage and reduce his ability to use that for cover, because that's right now the only advantage he has, being out there in the open. But Senpai Ritz picks up a vehicle. He's going to go straight for a rush. Oh, just ducks down just in time. Onizuka tries to fight back, sends a trouble his way as well. Senpai Ritz out in the open here, so is Onizuka. It's going to be a 1v1 battle. This goes right now as Onizuka takes a shot, misses it completely, tries to go for another one, but the grenades are already piling in around him. He has to stay very, very limber right now to avoid any of these troubles, and sends another one onto Senpai Ritz's way. Is that going to be enough to take him down though? He gets bounced off to the side there, but a shot actually lands right into Senpai Ritz, bringing him down to half health.
Oh, this is gonna be a tough one as well. Both of them are pretty much in a very, very awkward position. The vehicles are not blown up yet. They need to blow it up in case to kind of deadlock their way through. Senpai Ritz is looking for the Ego challenge, but it's a little bit too far off. They're dropping utility as well. Another nade comes in, but the Molotov is going to provide a little bit of masking factor. But Senpai Ritz, he gets the spray down. He gets 5 kills, 2 games in a row, back to back. Chicken dinner. Senpai Ritz. Holy cow.
Wow, and with 5 kills, it was named to boot. I mean, that's the thing. No one else has more than 1 kill on this round itself. So Senpai Ritz very much the biggest winner in the second round here, and very much solidifying his position on top of the board here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What an incredible final sequence of events there, wasn't it, there, Icy Baby?
Yeah, what a lead coming from Senpai Ritz, because that is crazy. I did not expect him to be able to pull it off, right? He was pretty much deadlocked. They went towards a 1v1 Mexican standoff with the cars, etc. You know, it all came down to whoever blows up the vehicle is going to have the upper advantage, right? Once the vehicle blows up, it is going to force away cover, and he's going to be run out of the open momentarily. But Senpai Ritz was able to find this opportunity, got a very clean spray with a near pixel perfect on those Groza, and just headshots him. And that's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Onizuka, he played pretty well, but Senpai Ritz just had better recoil control, I guess.
Yeah, or it could be just kind of like a lucky shot in any case though, but against an AWM, it just highlights a bit of like a conundrum, I think, that Onizuka had to deal with at that point, which is that he knows he has good range, and he knows that if he can land a shot, it'd be good, but he only has 5, whereas like with the Groza, I think it has like a 30 round clip. So no matter how he cut it, if he closes his distance, the closer he gets basically to Senpai Ritz, the worse off he is. He's much better off just kind of like trying to pick him up from a distance, because that's where his advantage was. So deciding to take the vehicle to move up closer to there, I mean, for one, he was kind of forced in that situation because that's how the circle turned out, but it would have been a lot better if we could just just stay at the edge of that blue zone there and just keep sniping at him from that point, because I think that will kind of force him, first Senpai Ritz, to be the aggressor in that case, and that's going to put him at the disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what kind of adaptation is going to be coming in, right? Because Lima, he is in the top 2 in the first map. Second game, he bowed out in 4th place here. Most likely, there's going to be a little bit of jeopardy with points, but consistency-wise, he is one of the top contenders still. But now up and running for the contestant here is going to be Onizuma for sure. But Senpai Ritz, 2 games in a row, 2 back-to-back triggers. That's 20 points each. That's 40 points in total, I assume. With 5 kills for the second game, 4 kills for top. That is pretty much 49 points. Yeah, 49 points lead so far for Senpai Ritz. So that's going to be a huge lead for some of the teams to actually scale through the game. And yes, don't judge me. My math is pretty bad. It's a little bit slow, but I still got the calculation done, okay? Shut up. I still got a calculation done.
Don't worry, I'm not going to question your calculations there, my friend. So, nevertheless, though, I mean, that's a huge lead already for Senpai Ritz, I expect. We haven't been able to get the full tabulated score, like the official results yet, so we can't really tell, but just based off of the performance alone, I think, like, next round, everyone is going to want to target Senpai Ritz here. I mean, that they will have to, in order to keep this competition open here. He has to go down in this 3rd round here, my friend.
Well, as of yet, you know, at the rate that Senpai Ritz is playing, it seems nearly impossible to take him down. It's so very difficult. And even that engagement against who was it down in the middle as well? In the house? No. The one in the compound phase?
Angry OC.
Yeah, Angry OC. they were so long in the vicinity, and somehow Senpai Ritz still managed to came out on top. And Angry OC was just applying so much pressure. He almost killed Senpai Ritz multiple times. And despite the onslaught that has been delivered on him, Senpai Ritz came up on top, managed to somehow find a couple of utilities to still challenge Onizuka and still come on top. So I would say that's a big W in terms of skill gap, in terms of experience as well. So I want to see more coming in. But nevertheless, for these guys watching at home, I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Have you guys followed the Master Cup XP social media yet? Have you guys followed the Facebook social media? Have you followed Twitter? Have you followed Instagram as well? Have you subscribed to the page yet? Because we are giving away a lot of prizes every single month. Not every single week. We're not that rich for that. Hopefully, we will be able to do so with your support when it comes to watching our streams. We do stream every single Friday at 8 p.m. So be sure to mark that, especially if you are from the Asia region, APAC in particular. We are streaming every single Friday, 8 p.m. regardless of whatever game titles. Be sure to tune in, and we will always, and I mean always, find a way to deliver you guys some amazing content, and also give you guys some announcements about potential tournaments, because every single month we have different kind of tournaments for you guys to participate, and we are giving away exclusive prizes. In this case, the prizes for today's tournament is the first place walking away with a gaming chair powered by Cooler Master. So be sure to tune in for that and support. Remember to subscribe to us. But before that, let's take a look at the leaderboards for how the overall stack and things. See, my maths is right. It's 49.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, I will never question you about your mathematics here, because at least you've done the calculations, but you're right on the money here, ladies and gentlemen. And Onizuka closely behind, 34 points. Oh, I say close, but that's not actually quite close there. Nevertheless, I think the top 2, 3, 4 very much separated by a total of 4 points here. So I think, like, as far as the next two prizes are very much still up for grabs, but for this next round here, Senpai Ritz continues this trajectory. I think he'll be staying up in that leaderboard for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it comes as well, because he's got 49 points, he's still in a healthy lead, and for someone who wants to take him down, they need to find, everybody's gotta start pushing him down. Somebody's gotta eliminate him rather early, especially in game 3, especially game 4 in particular, if you want to fight for the #1 spot. And up in contention for those #1 spots right now is gonna be Onizuka, Lima, Decathlon, Angry OC, Voyager, Porta Mali, and Zeus as well is also up for running because of those placement points. So technically, it's not over for them. There is a huge margin, but they gotta have chicken dinners to the final 2 games if they want to stand a chance of making the top 3. At least top 1 if they want to, because that's like a, what, almost near 20-point lead for Senpai Ritz.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that 20 points means that, you know, practically he has to be coming out with 0, but it's still, even if he ends up being like the last, being last in the position of the round itself, he will still get points anyway. So I think really the most salient strategy at this point, if you're still like outside of the 30-point zone, is literally rack up as many kills as you can, you know, for this next round here. But given that the next round is going to be Miramar, that's quite a tall order. You know, you had to be extremely proactive. You already have to find a vehicle from the get-go, and you already have to, like I said, you have to be extremely proactive. You had to be all over the place, quite literally, in order to be able to just, you know, drag a cast net and basically pick up those kills as you go. I
think the best option here, if the players are watching the stream itself, right, they will have to study the map rotations, etc. It's going to be hard, especially when you're playing and you need to watch the stream, etc. I think because of the fact that because it's 3 different maps and we don't really have a lot of information of where player preference in terms of the drop spots and hot drops, etc. It's hard to kind of punish or try and snipe Senpai Ritz. The only map that is most likely possible is going to be map 4, where you see things that when it comes to his first initial drop was Pachinki, right? So the chances of him dropping the Pachinki on map 4 is very, very likely. But of course, if he's listening to cast or he's watching whatever the stream, people are going to know that they are going to be dropping a Pachinki when they try and contest it, right? But if he does not, he stays there again, there is a possibility that players can completely upset his run for the championship title. And in this case, it's gonna be hard, but the only way someone takes down Senpai Ritz right now is that he needs to fall off in game 3, he needs to fall off in game 4, and somebody from the second and third place is gotta get 2 chicken dinners. And still be consistent in the top 3 in order to take down Senpai Ritz.
I mean, like, I can imagine, like, if these players are actually in communication with each other, perhaps it could make a temporary alliance. Like, let's all go on to Senpai Ritz.
I'm so sorry. Apparently, there is an announcement being made. We're not jumping into Miramar for map 3. Organizers has said that we are jumping into Sandhawk. So, technically, where did Senpai Ritz drop in Sandhawk?
I don't quite recall anymore, actually. Now you mention it, but I think people are going to be looking back on the stream right now. That's a lot more information that we're going to have to work with here coming to this next round.
Okay, no more Miramar. We're going back to Sandhawk, so it's going to be a little bit more repetition, giving them a second chance.
Hey.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, to cater to the amount of players that has participated with us, I'm genuinely happy that our organizers try to cater to the integrity of the game and also the fairness of all the players themselves. And at the same time, you know, we really appreciate for you guys that are participating with us in the tournament. And even for these guys watching at home as well, you can always join us in the Master Cup XP family. You know, be part of our community, talk to us. Usually I will be a little bit more communicative with you guys on stream, but because of the fact that we are 5 minutes delay, I'm afraid that our messages from here in Victor is going to be extremely delayed, and we really hope you guys are staying and enjoying the show. Truly, let us know down in the comments what you guys think. Follow the social medias, and we'll keep you guys updated as much as possible.
Yeah, so looking back at Sandhawk there, I think he dropped around boot camp, if I'm not mistaken, but at least had some battle at the boot camp area. But nevertheless, though, I think it's still a much better choice actually in this competition right now to use Sandhawk instead of Miramar, because again, Miramar is really huge. So kind of like Erangel, you're going to be seeing a lot of these guys just very much spread out, not really a lot of action happening until literally the final moments of the game. So Sandhawk being a lot more compact, having a lot more cover and very thick vegetation. I think maybe if Zeus is still going to be running this guerrilla strat, maybe he might be able to find a little bit more success on this map, particularly not quite successful for him in the last round of Erangel, but nevertheless he will have another shot here on Sandhawk itself. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to see how it happens as well, because that match from Senpai Ritz as well, Lima, they was very interesting as well, because Senpai Ritz was playing in the middle of cover. He's always going for early compounds as well, and even the final zone for Erangel, he has the tendency to try and crash compounds, knowing that sometimes that position is so strong, you have to take a risk to actually challenge that in order to think of the bigger game. Arguably got him to top 3 position, but it all came down to skill as well for him to actually get out of the house and win that final fight against Onizuka. Was kind of phenomenal if you think about it, because it's very difficult to do so. Very difficult odds as well. Odds was against him for sure. And so far, 2 games in a row, he's definitely on fire. He's on point with his shots as well. And I hope for the best. You know, can he win all the number 1 spot? Because that is something that he's got to be happy for as well. A brand new gaming chair. Who doesn't want one?
No, right? I want one as well too.
What do you mean? You already have one, you greedy guy.
More the merrier, isn't it? At least I was fair.
For your girlfriend.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Nevertheless, though, coming back to Sandhawk here, it's going to be interesting to see how they will adapt, knowing how things turned out in that first map. Because I think we did see like a good blend of different types of weaponry. We had one guy running a vector, we had one guy running rifles, and then another guy picked up an M249 from somewhere. But this time around, are we going to be seeing some of these guys prioritize on more of those mid-range kind of weapons, or are we still going to be seeing a lot more snipers this time around? I think snipers were kind of like what a lot of these players tended to use during the last Erangel round, but it's because it was a lot more open and had a lot more high ground. But in a situation like here in Sandhawk, because I'm also thinking about like the style of play that Senpai Ritz is doing, right? Which is basically take control of a building and then scan every single window in a repeated pattern, really, to make sure you cover a lot of ground. I'm thinking that the best kind of counter that strategy is like one, smoke on the windows. That will be one way to obscure his vision and make sure that he's got at least one angle where he'll be blind, or two, just quite literally throw his frag grenades or Molotovs inside to flush him out.
I think that's bringing back to how game one went. A little bit of recollection of how Senpai Reese kind of played that game, right? The reason why, like, if you pay attention to his playstyle for both games in general, he does have a very, very good awareness, and also he's got a very, very good, I would say, experience and game sense to identify situations he is in most of the time. And what I mean by that is that he is able to quickly identify what kind of fights he is going to be encountering in this next upcoming fights. Is it going to be close quarter? Is it going to be mid-range? Or is it going to be long range fights? So all this, being able to quickly identify this kind of scenarios and choosing the right weapons to fight and having the right utilities and knowing gauging how much your economy is to actually challenge these fights is very, very important, and it takes a lot of experience. And for Senpai Ritz, especially in the final moments, right? He was using a sniper, he was using a, if I'm not mistaken, AK as well, or is it yeah, I think it was an AK as well, if I'm not mistaken. And then for him to swap into a shotgun, a shotty, knowing that the final fight is going to be right next to a rock, and for him to still come up on top, it just shows you that when he needs to swap weapons, choosing the right weapons for the right fights is very, very important. And for him to be able to do that while mid-fight, it's crazy. It's just phenomenal to watch.
When you're constantly on the move like that, it can be very, very hard to pin down. Now let's see who's going to be the first few jumping out. Paise and Angry OC jumping out very early on the northern side. Now Rodmal and as well as Gamer X will be jumping out as well. We haven't quite seen where Senpai Ritz is going quite yet. Looks like he's going to be waiting for everyone else, I think, to drop very much, or he might be aiming for some area just further down south. Finally, Senpai Ritz is going to be taking a jump, more or less leaving only Onizuka and Lima as the last few to jump out there. So he's already on the way down. Voyager is going to be landing more or less where Paise is. It's going to be a fist fight, or is he going to be able to find a gun just in time? They're going to be landing just literally around the same time here. Voyager missing the rooftop, but will be able to climb in, and he will be able to find on the ground there. It's only going to be a vector for him to use. Edmonton 3T only just landed close to where boot camp is, but decides to go out to the village just to the corner there just to stay safe, because I think I see Rick inside the boot camp there. He's already farming quite early on, so Edmonton is going to have to get some good weaponry to boot. But so far, no kills on the feed yet. I don't think I've seen any shots being fired quite yet either. So a relatively quiet start right now to this third round on Sandhawk.
Fist fight, 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 fight. Well, in this case, looks like they're holding guns up, and then Camp Bravo. So I don't think we're gonna be seeing a fist fight, even though. He's calling for it. Fist fight, fist fight, fist fight, fist fight, fist fight, fist fight, fist fight. Or is he pretending to make a noise or something like that? Because as of yet,
I think he was doing that. I think he was doing that, like literally trying to bait anyone to just come to his position there. But a bit of like mind games going on here, but Paise hasn't been successful yet in drawing out Voyager. We'll use this opportunity to try to get some additional loot. Onizuka, in the meantime, he landed in an area closer where Trika and One Root is, and is actually on the way to the complex that Trika has already set in, though Trika is looking the other way directly. It hasn't quite realized Onizuka is in the zone right now. Onizuka, conversely, I don't think he has any information about Trika being in that building just next to him, and he's just going through the buildings just as if he's going on a farming round. So, oh boy, this could be bad here for Onizuka if he gets caught out by Trika, or if he's lucky enough, he might actually sneak up on Trika himself. It looks like Trika is already looking on the exact opposite side of where Onizuka is. So
pan him,
could be dramatic.
Fist fight, pan him, fist fight, go, fist fight, Trika, you can do it.
Budging, man.
No, come on, fist fight. Okay, not happening. Okay, no, denied.
Okay, we can try to do like the fist fight, the dance later on and see if like anyone's gonna bite. But it looks like a third player has joined the game, or rather joined the battle here, but
Oh,
Onizuka picks up
okay.
the first kill on the Trika right off the bat. One Root is still moving up the complex. He's definitely heard the shots. We knew that encounter, that Onizuka is the next person he's going to be up against. Can he actually get a leg up onto him, though? Onizuka moving in, trying to loot. Oh, boy. He almost got caught out by Root, but Root takes a really bad shot there, forcing him to use up his med kit. Now, Onizuka, thinking about going for the rush, closes the door. He's going to go and flip it around there to provide some cover that side, hopefully to try to draw out one Root, but one Root still stays inside the building, and Onizuka doesn't have a frag grenade to flush him out with, only 2 smokes. He's going to send the one out anyway onto the doorway to try to block it out, but unfortunately Onizuka opens it in time to blocks it out of the way. Onizuka, too slow there. Root finishes him up there, and Onizuka is out in round number 3.
Oh, nice try. He was blinded as well. He didn't know what to do. A great push coming in from Root as well, because you know, I'm pretty sure Onizuka wasn't expecting a third guy out of there, because he thought he got a kill, he's gonna get his free loot all the way through, but little did we know that Root was also in the vicinity and he got caught off guard out in the middle. He thought he was able to put it for the push, and I think he panicked a little bit where he was able to drop Root down towards 1 HP, and immediately Root, instead of challenging the fight, he went and popped for the first A, and he was so afraid of pushing down in because of the fact that Root had a shotgun. And this kind of, he kind of outplayed himself in a little bit, where he should have went for the push and just go get an easy free kill. But instead, you know, it just gave Root the opportunity to actually go for a reset, came out on top, and just won the fight.
And kind of shout out as well the fact that Root's timing on opening a door was just at the same time that Onizuka was setting out the smoke grenade. I mean, if the smoke actually landed in front of the door and popped already, then Root will already be in at a disadvantage. It's just because that interrupted Onizuka's plan and forced him to duck around the side there. That actually delivered the upper hand to Root in that one instance. So, I mean, just goes to show in the game of PUBG, just like in a lot of other other kind of like FPS games that require high reactions, you just blink and you just miss your opportunity.
Yeah, I guess if you put it this way, like, reactions is a very important factor, but PUBG PC is all about the little fighter details, right? Every movement counts because it's so punishing to a point that it's not like a fast-paced like Apex where there's a lot of room to work with because your animation is fast, etc., right? For PUBG PC, everything is a bit slow. Everything you do can be punishable by offense. You accidentally reload, boom, you're gonna get pushed. You accidentally open the door, you're gonna be having an animation delay. You try and pop a flashbang, if you don't throw it in time, people are gonna peek you. It's very similar to how Valo is as well, to a certain degree. But so it's very important to be aware on what every single detail you can do, and being aware of that can be very taxing in scenarios, especially in your brain itself.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're processing so many different things at once, right? Especially in the middle of a firefight. So sometimes if you just kind of like lapse a little bit and that's it, like you would just miss out the window of opportunity, or you just get yourself killed in the process. But in the meantime, though, I can see a lot of other players just playing things extremely safe. I mean, Venton's just kind of ducking inside this house here, keeping his gun pointed to the door, ready for anyone who decides to burst through, but no one is coming there at that point. Ooh, an 8x scope here in this next care package, along to go with the Groza. But
wrong combination. Definitely a wrong combination of scopes, man.
Wrong combination, but the 8x scopes could be handy if someone's already having a sniper in hand, though. So, nevertheless, inside this, Angry OC is actually still outside of the save zone here. He's in fact still in the blue zone. Looks like he just kind of waited a while before moving out, so he's playing it extremely safe on his part, relatively speaking. Although it's like never safe to be out in the blue zone anyway. But we already have a couple of guys trying to make their way into this next save zone. Senpai Ritz, look at him. Right in the middle of the next circle.
That's the third time now. Always, you know, he's always ahead of everybody else. He wants to be in the middle. He wants to get information. He wants to be aware of where everybody's rotation is. And it actually works in his favor because right in the middle means easier rotations, right? Like, chance of you getting caught off in a very awkward angle is very unlikely, right? You'll always have faster rotation points than anybody else in the next phase of the zone. And eventually, I guess You know, I guess in terms of circumference wise, it makes sense because the chance of you being in the next phase zone is higher percentage ratio compared to being at a corner zone, right? The chances of you hitting the mark is way higher.
And just thinking about it as well, if like getting to a good position is a race here, I think Senpai has been winning that race over and over again. Just get himself in like positions that he can defend very easily, and always in a position to gatekeep anyone else getting into the zone. So that's pretty much going to keep him, I think, a very elusive target indeed for everyone else on this map. Unless they're proactive enough to just wander their way into Painan, but that also opens up the risk of you getting picking up some stray shots from anyone else who just happened to be around the area. And speaking about around the area, this is a very crowded village we have here right now. Angry OC spotting Gamer X, but Gamer X a lot faster on the trigger finger though, and definitely landed those shots much more sweetly.
Yep, Angry OC looking to try and secure himself a chicken dinner to try and put Senpai Ritz out for running. And he's got to have consistency, but it's going to be tough because as of yet, things can get a little bit difficult. But for Angry OC to be picked off just like that, you hate to see it, man. You just hate to see it.
It just hurts, man. But Aventon 3T didn't even move an inch. He heard the shots for sure. Knows that whoever the other person is who won that battle is still out there, and that is Gamer X right now, just looting and while just kind of like skirting around here, just worried that anyone's going to be coming around to get shots. But it's like Gamer X, instead of going to that village there to farm, decides to turn back instead. And try to take onto the high ground here, which is a good call because you never know there's someone lurking inside. And in fact, there is someone lurking inside of that house there. So Gamer X might have just dodged a bullet there. Aventon 3T not too proactive at this point, really playing very defensively by staying, just keeping guard on the entryway into the house. So Gamer X right now worming his way towards the top of the hill. And probably will be on a trek to head towards the center there, maybe to try to join up with the other guys who are already camping in the middle of the circle.
Yeah, this is a little bit annoying. This is definitely annoying considering that there's so many angles. He's got to walk down, he's got to walk left, he's got to check a corner, he's out in open. He doesn't have a lot of utilities as well. Oh, this is scary, but fortunately for him, it is still a pretty big zone. But look at this: he's all the way across the map, across the river. He's got to travel all the way towards Painan, where Senpai Ritz may or may not be there. He doesn't have a vehicle. Lima is also in the next phase of the zone. Same can be said for Wobbly Rick. And yeah, good luck trying to cross the river, guys. Good luck.
Yeah, Gamer X is definitely going to have to take the bridge because this next circle is across the river either way, unless he wants to try to go for a swim. In which case, I don't think that anyone's actually in position other than Senpai Ritz right now to perhaps gatekeep anyone coming across the river. But even then, he's in a very odd angle and he's looking more at that northern bridge, actually. Another crate, actually, just a care package just landing close to where Senpai Ritz is, but don't want to go pick it up at the moment. It does have a suppressor inside, which could be useful, but I think Ritz already has one in his gun, so I don't think he needs to go out of farm anytime soon. One route making his way into the circle now with the vehicle very aggressively pushing towards this house here. And kind of lucky that no one's inside right now because he just dove through that door as if he owned the place. But
well,
nevertheless,
technically he does own the place right now.
yeah, I mean, there's no deed. I mean, there's no name here, so I call dibs.
All right, fair indeed. But nevertheless, down towards the final 3 teams here. 12 minutes in the game, 9 left alive. They have to figure out what's the next game plan. And the current game plan is that having those vehicles helps you cross the river, but he might get shot from this. No way.
Yep.
No way. Come on.
Through.
That was a freebie.
Yeah, but
didn't even
again,
try. Feels bad.
Probably just playing it safe or just really not confident enough to land the hits, but it would have been useful anyway. Aventon 3T would have been a juicy target there, especially with 3 med kits in his kit
Yeah,
right now.
he got the kill.
But-
He's gonna get the car to drive away, you know, giving away his information. But I guess he's not confident hitting those shots. But speaking of drive-bys, hello, Root. He's got the mollies. He's gonna try and lob it over. Lobs it right in the corner as well. Everton gonna be forced to play in an awkward position. Flashback doesn't connect. And now Root gonna be flashed again. He's pretty much a little bit blinded as well. And Everton is looking for the push as again, this time popping a painkiller before continuing with the fight. While Root is looking for the flank outside. So there's going to be a disengagement coming in. And he doesn't exactly know where Root is for now.
Yep, oh, but the door opening there is just to reveal where Everton's position is. So now he's sending some shots through. Didn't quite land enough though. And now the door comes through the window as Root goes on the outside. But that proves to be his downfall as Everton finishes him off with the shotgun.
Well, DPS for the win, baby. Root, you know, karma is pretty annoying, you know. Getting DPS, like he did this to another guy and now Everton does the same thing to him. It's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt.
What goes around comes around, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, Everton could be definitely happy with picking up that point for the kill there. Senpai Ritz, in the meantime, getting a little testy here, or rather being tested of his ability to try to spot this kill, but just a fleeting moment there. He just still holds fire though. Doesn't want to reveal his position too early because he's not sure whether DTR here actually has spotted him.
They heard him.
Oh,
He heard him.
Yeah. Okay, definitely has hurt in this time. He's going for that loot crate here, so he's picked up the extra armor, and that's going to give him an advantage in this fight. Picks up the suppressor as well, and now he's trying to use it against Senpai Ritz here, who is already brought down to less than a quarter of his health, forcing him now to use the health kit, the first aid kit. Now he's going to be able to get himself up to speed here, but with Blue Zone just around the outside, looks like he's going to be taking a risky route around here in order to try to wrap around. Unfortunately, that's going to eat into his health a little bit. DIR, in the meantime, has already peeled out the area there, picking up a vehicle as well, and makes his way to this next safe zone.
Yeah, they're now gonna be driving away. So he cut the vehicle coming from Senpai, so he's gonna be able to move safely to the next phase zone. But the problem here is Deer now, he's only got like 40 bullets, so he's looking to try and gatekeep him, kill him off, and then possibly loot up off his body. And I think it's a pretty smart play. Senpai Ritz not getting the strategic position that we kind of expect him to see based on game 1 and game 2. So this time, he had a near-death experience. Playing a little bit safe and passively now. He's looking for top 3 positions. And so far, the ones that are going to be stopping him in his track is going to be the players in front of him. DTR is going to be one of them as well. His partner in crime across the map is also going to be there as well with the clan tag CLNY.
And Riz is very, very cautious. He doesn't want to get to the top of the hill here because he knows whoever was shooting him earlier on is already definitely taking that position there. So that's why he's crawling up there instead of like being aggressive at this point. And he doesn't seem to be confident enough to try to fight against Rick, but Rick is having a bit of trouble here because he's under fire from Paise from where that care package is. But he's watching out for the hills there, knowing that there were shots being sent from the northern side of Hainan. He also knows he has to watch his back. Paise now receiving some fire here, forcing him to back out and use that care package as a form of cover. In the meantime, very crowded in this one village here. Gamer X, Lima, as well as Voyager YouTube. Though Voyager is already peeling out there, Lima is still very much in this village here. Gamer X thinking about going to the door. Oh boy, Lima's already in position though. Opens the door very cautiously, keeps an eye inside, but Lima definitely has heard that now. He's already standing up and ready to fight here, but Gamer X still slowly making his way inside, comes around the corner, and Lima picks him off with a well-played shot.
Ouch. Ouch. Been so quiet, so very long. Lima getting the upper hand, just giving him a freebie, free drive-by, down to his final 6 teams left. Sorry, 7 players left. And Circle, it is starting to move as of yet. They've got to move across the map. And Paise does definitely hear this map. A little bit of a prod block coming in from Lima. But Paise, no! He didn't see him!
He's not looking.
I think his FOE is a little bit too small. He might have saw Lima from the side. This is why you gotta have a big FOV vision when you play the game, man. It's either that or he really didn't see it. Oh my godness, but...
He was looking the wrong way.
Okay.
The wrong way. But now he's got Lima just in front of him. He is creeping up and he has that cover. He's got Lima, goes with a shot. Oh, Paisek picks up the kill instead of Lima.
Oh, that was so very, very close as well. Fortunately for him, he was able to survive that spray down as well. Great flicks coming from Night Paise. And Lima, well, he is down for the count. So Senpai Ritz still in the running for the number 1 spot. But as of now, it's going to be very, very hard to see how things are happening here as they slowly creep into the next phase of zone. And Mr. Voyager already in the south side. He does hear those gunshots coming in from Not Paise. And I think this is going to be a very, very slow start for them.
Very much so. I mean, Voyager's the hill across from where Paisa is, so there's a huge gully between him and Voyager. And Rick right now is be joining the fight, though the next circle moves even further up north there, so Rick is going to have to instead maybe head that direction, but Paisa is already moving his way down the hill and might actually catch Rick if he's off guard here. So a bit of an odd angle to be approaching from, but Rick definitely needs to watch his back right now because Paisa is on the prowl. And but Rick spots him just above the boulder, and just a couple of shots is going to be the end of Paisa's journey.
Yeah, no cover whatsoever, but Rick was able to find a very, very nice pixel shot. 5 teams left. However, a little bit of information as well. On the north side, Senpai Ritz is somehow surviving, barely etching the zone as well. He somehow managed to crawl into his next phase. And he is going to try and challenge against Lab IMDTR soon, and I don't know, man. Is this gonna happen anytime soon? Very difficult. Rick, he does have the AWM, so the AWM is gonna help him. But with the 8x this circle this small, I don't think it's gonna help him at all. Meanwhile, there, he hurt Senpai Ritz, but the flank from Senpai Ritz to make the next fight zone is gonna help him. But a pixel shot comes in. Oh, the spray as well. They're gonna be forced to play a little bit long range as well. He taps a couple of shots in, but he lobs the nade over. It's gonna scare Deer off as he buys a little bit more time to push out forward. This is gonna be a hard tussle for Senpai now.
Yeah, I kind of just appreciate how accurate that throw was.
I know, right?
Ritz. I mean, just literally bounced off the windowsill there. That's how accurate his throw was. And Deer is definitely on the edge of the seat right now. Another throw inside, and Senpai Ritz finally lands the mark there. I am Deer out in 5th place.
Well, that's why he's number 1 for 2 games in a row. 3rd game, no problemo. Got shot a few times, almost died, no problemo. Finds a way to survive, but will his luck eventually luck out? Because now here comes Eric with the nade, and he survives! Now he's gonna be a second nade coming in as well. He knew that it was coming. He crawled out the window, tries to heal up, and now Rick will miss all the nades. And now, does he lob one over the sides? He does! And Senpai Ritz needs to run out. He's gonna show himself, but eventually gets taken down. Trick finally dethrones the king, but the king bows up at top 4 still.
Trick, the trickster. I like that. Really, that was such a tricky one there, but Trick really pulled it off there. So now we're down to the final 2 here. Aventon 3T versus Void Trick. And they're coming across on the outside here, so no holds barred from this point on. Who dares is going to be able to win this? Drinking the engine drink right now. He needs to get his health out to full as well as get some speed boost on the way here because he's going to need every last bit of advantage here. But this next circle lands right on top of him. Aventon 3T definitely can count his blessings here because that hill at least is putting a bit of a cover between Trick and him right now. So that's forcing this battle to continue on even longer. 3T has not quite moved in his position yet. He's still at the edge of this next circle here. Blue zone already closing in around him. This one hill here represents the only piece of cover really between the two of them, realistically speaking. Aventon 3T just going to be ramping around the edge of this hill here while Trick is setting up some smokes, or perhaps thinking about setting up some smokes right now, waiting to see where this next circle turns up. If it does end up on top of the hill, both of them will have to make the charge as quickly as they can.
Well, 1v1 Trick versus Everton, and Trick doesn't exactly know where they are. Whoever gives out the information, it's going to be an awkward situation. But Trick, down towards the final zone, it will start to edge off. And Trick is the ones closer to next phases of the zone. He's got a lot more cover to work with. For Everton, it is going to try and sneak with the zone. He's tapping his feet very, very lightly. Trick looking to check all the angles yet, but he doesn't know which direction Everton's coming out as well. Finally, Everton making a little bit more noise. Trick gonna be smoking his way through. He's lobbing a couple nades on that particular vicinity. It seems like It's going to be a little bit of distraction because that is giving information for Everton, saying that the smokes are for that vicinity. But for now, they're just lobbing every single corner, but they know where the nades are being exploited as well. This time, they're shifting their positions. They're trading positions for this fight. And they have the
watch on your right-hand
smokes.
side. Watch on the right-hand side, Rick.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he doesn't see it.
No, the smoke! It's the smoke! It's the smoke!
Smoke is making it so hard for him to see, but Everton 3T was the one who actually got the jump on him this time around and picks up the winner chicken dinner.
Oh, Everton now looking for a fight at the top spot. He's got 3 kills. That is huge for Everton because as of now, we don't exactly know how the scores are going to look like, but eventually somebody is got to dethrone the second place. But Senpai is still maintaining the top 4 lead, means pretty much almost nearly guaranteed Senpai Ritz will take at least a top 3 position. Is it going to be the first place? That's going to be a completely different story as well because there's just so much the players can still fight for the number 1 spot. And I'm really glad how things kind of ended in this way, especially when he switched to Sandhawk for this map, Victor.
Yeah, I mean, again, so much more exciting to see these battles here because, like, with the amount of cover, with the more compact nature of the map, you know, these encounters are sometimes just inevitable. But, wow, I mean, again, this was probably one of the, I was going to say, like, one of the better battles we've seen in Senpai Ritz, but he didn't really win out the whole game eventually, though. But still, quite an exciting kind of back and forth duel there that he was having with, like, I mean, especially early on where he almost lost his life there, but nevertheless still was able to come back and just back-to-back good grenade throws, just forcing out some of his opponents there. But quite frankly, I mean, he still has done enough, I feel, to really maintain a solid lead here. 4th place is no slouch, and with a couple of kills with his name, perhaps he will be able to just eke by a little bit. It'll be very interesting to see where Everton 3T ends up on the full standings, though. Because like with 3 kills with his name and plus getting the chicken dinner, that's a lot of points on his hand. Don't think it's going to be enough to really overtake Senpai yet, but it will be quite a decent challenge to the top 3, I expect.
Yeah, I expect that as well. Hopefully these final games are coming up as well. We are heading into his Erangel again. That is where he will have to make a mark again. And once that's happened, probably top 2, top 3. Very, very high possibility as well, because right now we don't exactly know who's top 2 and top 3, but I know for a fact that Senpai Ritz is guaranteed number 1 as of yet. You know, game 3,
yeah.
Game 4, maybe if he gets picked off rather early, he might give a chance for a second place, so actually he could go for the first place. But I think Senpai Ritz is pretty much like has 80% guaranteed himself a gaming share. You know, let's fingers crossed.
Yeah,
don't want to jinx
we'll
it,
see.
but fingers crossed.
We'll see. We'll see. But then again, you know, he's virtually guaranteed some sort of big prize at the end of this, right? No matter how things turn out, because of just I think just based on his skill alone, I think has already made a really good case of being the top player on this map right now. So really, the question is, what is it going to take really to demolish or just completely negate his lead right now? And the only solution I could think of really is just if everyone else on this map basically gangs up on him and him alone, then only probably this will be an open battle. But I think very much 2nd and 3rd place are still very much up with grabs. If you remember from the last leaderboard update, it was very much a 1 or 2 point split between most of the people just vying for the all the other positions other than 1st place. So I think it's still when it comes to the totality of prizes here, still very much up for grabs. But nevertheless, it really depends on how you perform on this last map here, and especially how Senpai performs here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it goes as well. But now, considering that we have been talking nonstop for about an hour and 50, and enough of us ranting so far, what about the people in the chat? What do you guys think about the overall match so far? Let us know what you guys think about the matches, who you guys are supporting for, what do you guys like to see, because here at the Master Cup XP, we would like to welcome of you guys that's watching the stream to the Master Cup family, where we have a lot of streams happening across every single week, every single Friday for the APAC region at 8 p.m. We have games with you guys, we have fun sessions with you guys. Be sure to tune in, and we'll also make announcements in between of prizes that we give away over the weeks as well. And for tournaments, every month is pretty much a guaranteed tournament so far. We have been consistent for a couple of months now, almost a full year now, and I'm glad that you guys are still with us as well. Like, thank you guys all for still tuning with us. Be sure to follow our social medias, follow all Master Cup XP social medias on Twitch, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, whichever social media, follow it, and we will hope to give you guys more content for you guys. And with your love and support, we can grow the community, we can grow this channel, and hopefully do more fun stuff with you guys. And so far, I hope you guys are enjoying the show for today.
I'm certainly enjoying the show, just being here alone. So I hope you guys are doing so as well in your own homes as well. So nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the leaderboard as it stands right now. Senpai Ritz is still the top of the class right now with 65 total points, 10 eliminations, which is literally the most of almost everyone. In fact, everyone here combined, the top 5 combined can't even match up to the number of eliminations Senpai Ritz has pulled off. Lima takes a second spot right now with 46, Onizuka close behind him at 44, and Voyager makes his way up into the top 4 with 42 points, and despite not even getting a single kill. The Angry OC takes the 5th spot, Paise in 6th and Potamali in 7th. Where exactly Everton end up? He only managed to rake a best place of 11th right now, which is just behind where NZ Gamer X, Decatron GX, and Zeus are, but not enough to break into the top 10.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very difficult spot in right now because Senpai Ritz, the only few players that can actually contest him right now is going to be Lima, Onizuka, Mr. Voyager, and potentially the Angry OC. But for them to beat Senpai Ritz off, Senpai Ritz needs to completely flop in the first round, and they've got to have at least the chicken dinner and get a couple of more kills, like 3 to 4 kills, in order to dethrone Senpai Ritz. So if somebody from the bottom manages to do this, Senpai Ritz is gonna have a very, very sad day. Very sad day.
I mean, it's going to be up to whether or not anyone's going to be able to catch him from the get-go, but nevertheless, as it stands right now, Ritz having the best shot here, or taking the grand prize. All it just takes is for him to just come home with a good amount of points, just even a decent amount of points, not even necessarily kicking a chicken dinner, and he still is going to be quite on top. So it's going to take a lot of concerted effort from everyone else, but I will still say second and third place very much up for grabs. I mean, you see that it's only a 2-point split between the top 4 outside of course, Senpai Ritz. So it still means that, you know, even if one of those guys gets like a really good round here, 5 kills, 6 kills maybe, that's probably enough to guarantee them at least to get the second place prize.
Yep, I hope that is going to be the case, but anything can possible. Anything is possible in this kind of scenarios. Cinderella dream, never seen it yet for them to get a first place. I've seen I've seen a lot of Cinderella runs over the years, but I've never seen a Cinderella dream. And what I mean by that is that you started from the bottom, you somehow came all the way to the top and win first place. Never seen it happen yet, but maybe it's a different version of Cinderella, you know? You come in, you're strong, you're good. I am Hercules, people's champion. In this case, Senpai Ritz kind of fits that profile a little bit more, but you know, who doesn't like a Dark Horse story? I want to see something like that, and I wonder who's it gonna be, because if someone manages to overtake him, that's huge. That's really, really huge.
I mean, the thing is, like, mathematically, everything is just going against that really happening, right? I mean, you're dealing with only 14 players, so it's like the most kills you can get is 13, and you know, like the chances of even getting that, especially with everyone being this cracked to this game, man, it's just impossible. I will just say straight up impossible. So really, at this point right now,
well,
it's like
technically, you know, technically doing something illegal is possible. You know, even though it's not fair by the rules, technically, you know, obviously, humanly possible. Sorry, doing it in the most humanly possible capabilities and ability of a human being, it is not possible. But with the invention on computerized AI technology, futuristic innovation that with high encryption capabilities and breaching powers and data coding, which some people have those ability to program, create, to bypass security systems of the game and use third-party softwares, then maybe, yeah, it's possible.
Dude, you got like way more buzzwords than like a Silicon Valley startup CEO right now.
Exactly.
Like,
That's how you create content. You gotta think outside of the box. People talk about clickbait. Oh, I've got the biggest shirt. No, you gotta describe it in all possible ways. In this case, yeah.
In this case, like the long and short of what you're implying there is that if he cheated,
Yeah.
if he cheated, maybe. But come on, let's guys. This is the Master Cup EXP, okay? Let's keep it nice, clean, and totally legal over here, right? Because this is a tournament, you know, we have an actual grand prize here. So you know, Senpai has already worked so hard for the last 3 rounds right now. He's the overall winner, but there is still one more round to go, and we're going to be dropping off once more on Erangel.
Yep, and the final map to decide who is going to be walking with the top 3 prizes here. It is now happening. We're about, well, just starting things off. We've got 13 people alive, so anything can happen, obviously. I hope you guys enjoying the show, but somebody's got to kill Senpai Ritz if they want to take a #1 spot right now.
Everton jumping up very early on right now. I can also see Lima and Deer already moving up, also jumped up quite early on. Trick is already decided upon landing right on this flat path here, and Lima seems to be making a beeline straight towards Rosshawk, and that's where Deer is also moving in as well. Where's Senpai Ritz? He's currently headed towards this small little village just to the edge of where Angry OC is based right now. And he's already making his way very quickly to get on the ground here to hopefully get, I think he's maybe aiming for a vehicle at this point right now, not really aiming for weaponry, so he's going for that mobility right from the get-go here, and that might be a good call to stay out of trouble there, and having a vehicle is going to be extra bit of cover, and hopefully you'll be able to find a nice village somewhere to actually pick up some good supplies.
Yeah, and in this case, Senpai Ritz looking for the top one there. You can see, you know what? I don't need loot. I just gotta drive around and survive. If I make it to top 5, top 6, top 8, all is well. And I guess that's gonna be the strategy as well. But as of yet, he did start off in Pochinki the first map. This time, he's not playing Pochinki at all. So, I guess there are a couple switch-ups in to this game, and I think there are a couple players as well that is not looking to actually go in for a couple of aggressive fights. We did see a lot of aggression in early stages of the game. Not happening in this game, which is kind of weird.
So a bit of headcanon here. I suspect that like maybe he was thinking about going on Pochinki. As in, sorry, I was referring to Senpai here. I think he was going for Pochinki, but when he saw so many people jumping on the same spot at the same time, he decides nope, and instead pick up a vehicle and try to farm somewhere else. That could be the best explanation right now for what he's doing here. So again, he's just adapting, right? Just basically seeing what the situation is and using that awareness, making decisions really to maximize his chances of getting to the final circle. And here, trying his very best to go for a bit of a motocross jump there, didn't quite stick the landing.
Oh my goodness, dear, come on, show us something. You got dirt bike, backflip. Nah. Backflip, backflip.
If only backflips give extra points in this competition, right?
True. I would really like a mode where we can play Death Race or something like that, you know?
Oh, that would be amazing. Honestly, just do like you got your gunner next to you and you're driving, and both of you just kind of like running a death race together. Wow.
Well, technically PUBG Mobile has kind of like the similar concept where you got people driving in cars, you just drive by shooting around with machine guns and yada yada. But a race, I would really want to see a race rather than just a fun mode where cars are just killing people off the map instead.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. But then again, like I always found the car controls in PUBG to be very floaty and kind of like laggy a bit, especially compared to a proper racing game. I suppose, but
Mhm.
then again, it'd be interesting given those kind of control circumstances how exactly you navigate a race like that. But
Mhm.
nevertheless, though, it's less about driving, more about shooting, hopefully. But at this point, everyone is just basically holding on to their own positions here, not really being proactive or going out because they know just sticking a head out a window is already a huge risk factor here in this solo tournament. So for the most part, they're just going to be gathering as many grenades as they can, as many health kits or bandages they can find, and hopefully be able to find some good weaponry to go along with it.
Yeah, I guess if you put it that way, it makes a lot of sense, right? But
Hmm.
there's always another alternative. It's just click a couple buttons, open a couple of chat comments, you know, build things out of thin air, fly to places, walk really really fast like the Flash. There's also being Superman. There's also Harry
Hmm.
Potter car.
Hmm.
Um, I think there's also X-ray visions. Obviously all these things are illegal. You will be banned. You'll be disqualified. Blah blah blah. But how would we know? The developers might know. Obviously, we do not encourage this. It's not fun. Yeah, that's the most AI thing I can think about. Especially now we are in the AI era.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
artificially
to
intelligent
to a
observation
point
there.
that going to an exam, writing a piece of 500-word essay can be completely solved by a thing called Chat GPT. A lot of copyright shit, and then you just need to take that thing from ChatGPT and then just copy to another website, and it's just disgusting. I'm glad I'm no longer in school, but at the same time, I'm glad I was 10 years younger, and that actually invented right in my face, and probably be able to make my life a little bit easier.
That's a hope, isn't it? But I don't know. I'm a little bit less optimistic in general about how AI is going to be shaping our lives. If anything, I think it's going to become like a tool, really, for corporations
No,
actually
bro.
to control
It's the
things. But
first step to Genesis, bro. It's the first step to Genesis. The machines, they will come up alive, and you will see them rise up to the challenge and become Terminators, man.
well, that'll be a sight to behold for sure, and definitely going to be spelling the end of doom of humanity by that point, isn't it? But
Judgment Day, bro.
man. Hopefully, Doom is not going to be falling any one of these players anytime soon because there's still 3 minutes left through phase number 2, and already see plenty of vehicles being used here. I mean, Trick is already going one. Everton, unfortunately, spun out a little bit on his way downhill. We'll be able to get him back on track just as well. But right now, it's just a mad scramble here to find a good position, to find weaponry at this point because it knows it really isn't about these fights at the beginning. It's more about the fight at the end. Trick now stopping by at this one house here, hoping to see if we can get some good loot. What do we have in the house right now? Some bandages, picking out edgy drink, what the hell? First on the ground there, and that's going to be very useful indeed. We also see Rick on the road as well, though Everton will be passing him by, not noticing him at all. I'm just going to be peeking out the window as well to try to just keep an eye out on the horizon here, but Ritz is making a beeline straight through a whole bunch of players here. Like, wow, just strolling in. No F's given.
Yeah, I guess that's gonna be the case. But does he have a gun now? Okay, just now he drove off. He didn't have a gun. Now he's gonna be driving around, surviving is gonna be ready to go. But you gotta survive for at least 10 minutes, right? The first circle closes in. Second circle, we will start to see a lot of action as well. But now, the bigger question is, what if? Imagine this for a second, right? Judgment Day actually happens. Terminators everywhere. Okay?
Right.
Every single Terminator looks like freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be scary? Imagine how huge Arnold Schwarzenegger is. And
I mean,
he would be like he's a giant. Look at his muscles and everything. And he imagine like 10,000s or thousands of him running in the streets. What can you do, man?
wait, how tall is Schwarzenegger again? I thought he was like 5'9".
Is he 5'9"? His body size looks like a I
mean,
don't know,
like,
7 feet giant, bro.
But this thing, like, I think, like, canonically in the lore, I think the T-800 is supposed to be like that tall, but I don't know if Arnold's actually that tall actually in
Okay,
real life.
even if it's not Arnold, right? Imagine all of them are like The Rock size. Like, he's not on steroids or anything, but imagine he's like The Rock size. Everybody's all full pumped with steroids and everything. Everybody's so big, but machines don't really need steroids, right? You can customize it to be extremely huge, and all of them just like running out open, like the zombie apocalypse. But this is not a zombie apocalypse. This is literally one of the smartest things in the world running out in the open trying to kill you.
Man,
We've had a lot of demonstration of man versus machine, especially in other game titles like Dota as well. Dendy fought against OpenAI, and it's the same programmers, by the way. Dendy has not won a single match for Dota 1v1 against an OpenAI.
No, funny you should mention that because, like, I think recently the AI that plays like Go, the Japanese board game, there's recently someone who actually beat that AI, like, actually
you can
in
beat
a full
it
tournament.
But imagine, because OpenAI is I would say back then was an actively always learning AI system where they try to learn from one of the best players. The more you play, the smarter it gets, right? Same like how a human being does. So technically you can beat it, but over time, the chances of you losing is even higher because for us as a human being, there's stamina, there's like, a lot of the factor, but hold that thought for now because we are hearing gunshots from Everton right now.
Yep, he is trying to uproot this year's spring whatever he can with the M416, but forcing him now to come out of the ground, but it didn't really try to nail him down that time though. Root still doesn't quite recover, trying to around the corner, but Root gets a drop shot and takes out Everton before any more damage could be done.
Well, it's been a pleasure watching you, Everton. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining our tournament as well. Hope to see you in the next upcoming tournament with you guys. And of course, you can always chill with us in Master Cup XP for our local streams on every single region. We have the APAC region, we've got the Latin America, we've got NA region, we've got EU region, we've got multiple talents on stream for you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the APAC region on stream. That's me, as well as Victor for today. Every Friday, same time, 8 p.m. Be sure to come back next week as well. Chill with us. Have fun. That's the most important thing. Have fun. GG, well played. Good luck. Bye-bye.
This is going to be the death mile, I think, because look at how many people are out of road. Rude already is trying to get some shot upon Amali, forcing him out of the way. Run away. But not much cover in that buggy, though. Is it somehow just keeping Ponamali alive? But now he's forced to jump out of the way in. That's a good couple of shots there. Root now forced to turn tail and defend, but Ponamali is still out in the open, and shots are coming true from the hillside in the other end. So Ponamali very much out in very dangerous zone. He's forced now to burn his smokes in order to be able to make his approach to his house, which he knows that Root is still in at the moment. DIR in the meantime sniping him from the windows, trying to see if he can spot him out. He's in front of the side and actually nails him down just in time.
Okay, that was a very, very awkward position in for Ponamali, and how very unfortunate there. Tried to run away, got his tire pop, couldn't spin his car off, and then just couldn't do anything. He was pretty much stranded out and open as well. But a great decision from the pressure from there to try and whittle down the numbers. But guess what? It's a good thing for Senpai Raids because the more you thin out the opponent, Senpai Raids is alive, the higher chances here it is going to secure the #1 spot. Very, very likely for them.
Again, like, Senpai can just focus on only getting placement points. He doesn't really need to kill points at this point. Oh, pun intended, I suppose. But nevertheless, as long as he gets enough in terms of placement points to keep himself ahead, he really doesn't have a lot to worry about at this stage. But it's definitely still a lot of things to worry about for Trick here because, you know, he's still very much starved for kills. Ritz, in the meantime, yep, very much safe and secure in his house and doing the same thing again, just peeking out of windows. Though this time he's on the second floor here, which is going to give him much better elevation. And certainly this angle here is allowing him to keep an eye out on the skyline that is the mountain range just to the north of him. So he's in a very good spot. I mean, again, he's pretty much been consistently doing this round after round, so it's not really that surprising when you think about it. But nevertheless, Trick still not able to make an approach to where One Root's house is at this point. Now he's going to be breaking out the energy drink. He does have 3 smokes in his pack, so he does have some options should he get caught out. But at the moment, he's still very much wary of approaching this house here, preferring instead to try and see if he can get a shot from a distance. But the problem is that if he's still leaving his back and very much every other angle is exposed, should he open fire. So either way, he needs to find a way to close the distance here, especially with that blue zone already closing in around him.
Yeah, this is a little bit difficult for how he is going to be in a position, right? Trick is unopened. He's choosing a very awkward position to actually hold down. He needs to try and rotate into the next phase zone, right? And I don't know why was he there in the first place? That's something that I kind of questioned myself, because if you really want to try and survive this, you don't really want to be out and open. Like right now, Root is gonna make a little bit of noise. He's making vehicles, right? He's gonna try and make a run for it. He's gonna get shot as well. But Trick, he's hearing gunshots. But at the same time, it's gonna be a different guy that actually bails out. So Root also gonna be trying to leave the vicinity as well. Trick is gonna be safe for now, I guess. Oh, does he? Headshot!
Here
No,
in a moment.
no,
Oh,
no!
it's headed straight to him. Oh boy, that's a lot of shots. And it actually lands. Root getting killed while his car rolls on, and Trick has finally opened up the opportunity for him to close the distance. Now, actually, in fact, it was Root who was coming towards him. So if anything, this actually worked out perfectly for Trick. Now he's going to be able to pick up some loot, and he has a car. There's a car right next to him, but he's not going to be taking that. He's preferring to go on foot right now to head northwards, because that's where the next safe zone is. But that's already 1 kill down. Only 9 more people left on this map, including Voyager YT, who right now has just made his way into the safe zone.
Thank you so much for your loot. I appreciate your status. Everything seems well, all in well. And it's been a pleasure watching you play as well, Root. And hopefully we will see you guys in the next tournament, which is going to be happening next year. Sorry, not next year. Next month. Next month. End of the month. And
oh boy.
it might not be PUBG PC, might be a different game. Hope you guys still stay with us for the Master Cup XP. Please do subscribe to the stream. Thank you very much. But for now, Voyager, he's got the most in Nagant. Does have a very interesting angle. He's looking for that one tap headshot, but Onizuka moving a little bit too much. Oh, closes the door right at the last tick. And Voyager, he opens up again.
Opens again.
Okay, okay. Voyager looking for the perfect shot.
Voyager.
Okay.
Wow, the discipline on this guy. Seriously. Like, he doesn't want to reveal his position early. He wants to wait for the right moment when he knows that he will definitely be able to nail the shot. But Onizuka's not making his job any easier, though. Just being cognizant, really, of all the windows and entry points that possibly he could be shot at from. So this is, and he's also keeping these doors open so that he can also use that as a way for him to scan out. Now he's going to be coming up to his window. Voyager,
no,
waiting. Touchdown.
Come on.
Just in time.
Come on. The first. Okay.
Again.
Oh, come on. Come on. Okay. Don't move.
I love the trigger discipline.
Onizuka. Wait. No. Okay. Onizuka playing it scared.
Patient.
But the zone is coming in. No way.
Coming in already.
Dude, imagine if he tanks the zone just to find this angle. To headshot him right in the head. Oh, he was turning around. He knew he was going to look in this direction.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, the patience in this guy, man.
No. Come on. You're moving too much. I like I like how every single time Onizuka looks at his direction, he hides away, making sure that he doesn't give away too much information. But now he's sneaking past, trying to get a little bit closer, but Onizuka has dropped down as well. I think he briefly heard. No, he did. No. Let's go. No, he missed it.
Missed.
No.
The opportunity. what a disaster. Right now, Voyager's revealed his position. Onizuka takes position on top of the tower now, so he has the advantage. Mr. Voyager's going to have to be very creative from this point on. Does he have enough smokes, though? Onizuka still has like a Molotov and 2 frags, so he has options really if he wants to guard Voyager, but now that he knows where the position is coming from, oh, there's a grenade coming into the house. Onizuka ducking out just in time. Voyager sends another one. This time gonna be a Molotov, but Onizuka still tags him down to 42. Now he's gonna try sending one more trouble as they exchange and two of them. Onizuka ducks into the next room, but unfortunately comes out a little bit too prematurely, so he does take a bit of grenade damage, forcing him now to use his painkiller. But then again, he is still safe inside this house.
Yeah, it's all about playing the utility so far, and Onizuka, he still has a rough idea, but he's getting pushed right now. He's gonna be lobbing a couple nades, but look at this, Voyager, he's just running around, ringing around roses, trying to cause chaos and panic. Popping a lob nades as well means he is gonna not be able to hear his footsteps. Now the flashbang comes in, he's looking away. Onizuka has that chair angle. The one pixel shot comes in, but no! Voyager pulls down the bullets, takes them out, and Onizuka gets taken down. Rest in peace. GG, good fight.
Nerves of steel there for Voyager, especially from making that entry there. And Onizuka, unfortunately, going to be sulking in the corner there, having missed out on this battle here. But man, I still got to say, massive props to Voyager from having so much trigger discipline. But now his troubles are still not quite out of the way yet. Trika moving up towards that building definitely has heard the shots and is very much ready to catch Voyager should he come out of that building. But look at that, the blue zone, just cutting that building in half, allowing Voyager just a little bit of room to continue to stay prone inside the building. So he's very safe in his position for now, but another 50 seconds, he will have to make a move. So how is he going to deal with the situation here against Trika? This is definitely going to be tricky.
Well, here lies the body of Onizuka. And he's gonna be my compadre for now, and he disappears.
Oh,
Ragdoll's
nope,
gone. Trika looking for the nades. What? Where did the Molly go?
Yep.
What? Here comes
Molly or not. There goes Mr. Voyager as Trika picks up the kill and will be able to pick up some good loot as a result there with 2 people's inventories just literally lying there waiting for him. So, okay, not bad there for Trika. He hasn't really made a splash in the previous rounds, but looks like he's making good progress this time around, being in the top 5. Gamer X also getting up to the edge of this ring right now, and the Trick is actually just across from where he is, though he's running, making it be like straight to the center. Unfortunately, gets caught out as Trick catches him with the mini 14 and finishes him up before he can make that journey to the final circle.
Well, final 4 players. Final 4 players. And Trika said, oh my goodness, Senpai Riz is still alive! He's guaranteed champion now. But can he close out the series with a bang? With 3 chicken dinners. Trika in position, Senpai Riz running his way through, finally down towards the top 4. Now, making a lot of steps, Trika going up to the mountain as well. Senpai Riz does have a rough idea where he's looking at, but he's not looking at the right angle. Senpai Riz making his noise, but he can't seem to push up the mountain. He's gonna go look for a different flank.
Yeah, it's very steep up here, so he can't even get up onto the edge there. That's forcing him actually to just drop a little bit. And this is a kind of a bit of a difficult situation here for Rich, because Trika's already getting a leg up on him and actually has a high ground compared to him. Now there is a shed just between the 2 of them, so that's providing a bit of cover, but Rich is right now still stuck on the cliffside, not able to get up at all. In fact, he's going to be dropping all the way down to try to avoid any troubles that might come his way. But look at that, the amount of smokes that Trika has in his pack is now coming to full to bear. And that's going to make the Ritz approach even harder now. He's going to have to go around this hill here, and that might put him in the line of fire with some of the other players. But Trika is also on the move as well. He's already gotten himself to the western side of where Ritz is. But unfortunately doesn't quite push the issue, instead choosing to stay on the high ground here, at least with this shed for safety, and just make sure he stays as the king of the hill right now. Yeah,
they're just checking every single corner. Trika doesn't know where Senpai Riz is, and I like how Senpai Riz is hiding, being a sneaky little rat, just buying time, wasting so much utilities just by doing nothing. Trika has pretty much just used everything and get absolutely nothing in this trade-off so far. So if he kills Senpai Riz, That's gonna be good. He's gonna be able to build out his utilities. But as of yet, Senpai has got 5 smokes and 2 mollies, while Trika's only got 1 molly and 1 grenade. Not helpful at all.
The problem is, like, all the smoke is popped up, but he finished off very quickly. Oh, that's good flashbang there as he tries to go for Ritz here. Catching the time, and he still has to drop. Oh, he had to be able to put them shots on the pip, but unfortunately, Ritz is already making it so hard for him. He tries to turn the one down. Oh, that worked!
No way!
Throw in a kill onto Ritz.
What? He got the pet kill! He actually lobbed it over and got the kill! What? No way!
Brilliant. That's just brilliant. Oh, so for Ritz though.
The champion, the king, getting panned at the right moment. You can see Trika, the teabag. Okay, he's not teabagging, but oh damn! Damn! Oh!
That was brilliant. That was such a brilliant one there. I mean, it's not every day you get to see someone nail a throwable kill like that.
The pan kill, bro. The pan.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Nevertheless, though, 3 people still alive, so that's going to be Trick, Deer, as well as Trika. Trika still nowhere. I think he's further up north compared to where Trick and DR is. Deer is already inside the middle of the circle, though, and Trick has just made his way to the care package, so he will be able to pick up the level 3 armor and helmet. There you can see Trika all the way in the northern side, very much far off, and definitely riding the edge of the blue zone right now to make his way towards this next safe zone. But Trick, very much out in the open at this point. His force is now back up to the top of this hill here, hoping to be able to maybe catch someone who's up here, but I think Trika has already moved all the way down now, so he's not going to be able to find anyone here. It's still only Deer still in the middle. Trika has already made his way to a boulder just close to the edge of this next circle now. So as it stands here, these 3 are very much in a long-distance Mexican standoff, and neither side able to pull off the first shot, really, because they don't really know where the other is.
Well, it's difficult, right? If you talk about how the positions are from their perspective, it feels like this circle, we are going to be seeing a little bit more sniper battle rather than a close quarter battle, right? Like, if you try to run it out open, you are going to get sniped eventually. And as of yet, 3 players, there is still a little bit more room. But if it's a 1v1, I feel like it is much more forgiving for someone who's going to be fighting, right? So in this case, if Deer understands the position he is in right now in terms of terrain and map awareness, he will realize that him not dying is going to put a lot of pressure on both Trick as well as Trika. And the moment he dies, Trick and Trika is going to have a little bit of a good time to close out the game. Of course, if you're winning about win conditions, obviously you have to think in your own benefit. Not doing something is also doing something, you know? As the saying goes, right? Not replying and not response is a response.
Must have gotten that quite a few times, then, haven't you?
It's called ghosting.
Yeah.
Yeah, such is life, bro. Such is life.
Such is life.
Don't worry,
Such
you know,
is
if you
life.
need advice, relationship advice, or whatever shit, you can always talk to us, and we'll give you all kinds of shitty response and possible good advices that may or may not help you, depending on how you look at it from a different perspective.
Just don't start teaching like pickup lines and stuff, man.
Oh yeah, I've
You're
got
married.
a pretty good one. Not anymore.
No,
Wait, what?
no. Oh well. What is Trick doing right now? Just crawling his way. Oh, he has a ghillie suit. Actually, if he plays this really tactically, he might actually get the good upper hand. But thing is, Deer being inside that shack means that, I mean, it's a double-edged sword in that one, he isn't going to be able to be proactive enough to catch kills. But then again, if Trick as well as Trika meet each other instead, and either one gets eliminated, then it's going to make Deer's job a lot easier from this point. But with Trick having a ghillie suit, I'm surprised he's not going prone at this point, because he's already approaching where that shack is. And remember, we're still playing in first-person mode, so Deer doesn't actually have a sight line onto the outside here, even though on Spectre the Cam we can definitely see. But Deer is just basically listening in, hearing on his headsets right now to see if any footsteps come near, and if it does, then he knows he's close by. But Trick is going to be throwing a smoke grenade, and that's probably going to give Deer a little bit more information now. So he knows that they're closing in around his position, but he isn't quite sure where they are. His best bet right now is just hold steady in his shed, hope that one of these 2 guys will take the other out, and then only come out and finish the job for to get a chicken dinner.
Well, it's gonna be very difficult. As you can see, Trika gonna be playing a little bit on the off-angle approach, all the way towards the north side of the circle as well. Circle gonna be closing in, fully closing 2 seconds. This is where everybody's gotta make a decision. What did you do? No, it's not much of an impact as well. Trika does have a pretty good high ground advantage, try and punish the guys there. They're also inside the house, means that all you gotta do is just stay alive in the house and it's all good. But the problem here is, do they have the utilities to flush him out? And so far, Trika's got 3 Molotovs to try and flush him out inside this corner. Rick, however, a little bit lacking in terms of that, but he did take down Senpai Ritz's utility. So technically, he should have about 4 Molotovs if he took it up. But he's got to check this corner for now. No, he doesn't have Molotov, but he's got 6 grenades. So that's a plus.
That's a plus. If he knows that Deer is inside, he can definitely catch him out. But unfortunately, he picks up
61?
he got 61 damage with that one hit shot, but not enough to take him down completely. The AWM is still very much on point, though. But with Trick already firing that shot, he's going to be repositioning rapidly around the other side of this circle here. Hopefully, we try to throw off Tricka. But look at that Tricka picking up a vehicle, actually. He's going to try to cut him to the chase. So that's actually forced Trick now to go the other side completely. And Tricka actually puts a bit distance between himself and Trick in the process. So now we're back to square one. Trick still going to be creeping up this corner here. Gear still holding steady inside the shed. Trick now coming around the other side. Inside Gear! Gear picks him up completely. So now Trick knows that the jig is up. He's going to be sending grenades down, and that catches him right by the edge. Trick picks up the final chicken dinner.
The shrapnel at the edge actually ticked him down low enough to get the kill. Not doing anything is a response, and you can see the frustration of Trika. I swear to God, Trika was making so much noise to bait Deer to do something. Did absolutely nothing. Finally, decided to take a fight against Trick, lost that trade-off, and guess what? He was in the house all along. You sneaky little rat. Instead of giving him the 1v1, he came up on top, took number 2, and gave you some points. Hopefully that was a pretty fun game. I hope that it was pretty entertaining for us as casters, and you guys watching at home, I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. But most importantly here, we have to announce our winners. We're going to be tabulating the scores by our producers. And I would like to shout out to you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for the Master Cup XP Solo PUBG APAC tournament. I hope you guys enjoyed the blast as well. We do have every single Friday, we do have an APAC, our streams here at 8 p.m. GMT plus 8. GMT plus 8. I don't know what time zone is that. Singapore time, all right? Singapore time, GMT plus 8. We have streams every single Friday for 8 p.m. representing from the APAC region, Asia Pacific, of course. If you're from Asia, it's great to see you guys in the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Be sure to come back every single Friday. We will give announcements across the weeks telling you about potential tournaments and giving you guys some really, really good prizes. Today, walking away with the brand new gaming chair. Who's it gonna be? Pretty obvious, right, Victor?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's pretty obvious who it's gonna be, isn't it? But I think what's less obvious though, who is gonna be going home with that mini ITX PC case, and who's gonna be going home with that gaming mouse, because I think those are still very much up for grabs. And you know, I don't know where exactly the score line is right now. Behind the scenes, they are tabulating the official scores now, so we will be finding that out really, really soon. But can I just say, like, especially in this era right now where PUBG Mobile is like the default PUBG experience, it's kind of great to be able to come back to where it really all started with PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Where on PC is really, I think, like the best possible experience. You know, if you are into good tactics, if you are into good shooters, there's really no other game that offers this level of like tension as well as pacing quite like what PUBG does. And it's great to see that, you know, we still have plenty of people, especially in this audience here, who are still very supportive of PUBG PC and joining these competitions over and over again, month after month. and hopefully we'll be able to see a lot more of this in the future.
Yep, hope to see you guys again as well. Please do follow us on all our social medias for our Twitch channel. Of course, if you subscribe, you follow it as well. And also follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter for Master Cup XP, as we will be updating on the channel here for the most amount of tournaments, games, and what kind. Let us know your feedbacks as well. Let us know comment in the section as well. We will try and get the information and try and give you guys the better experience as well. Hopefully, we'll have a bigger tournament and we can have all you guys all for a couple shows, maybe even have a LAN event, possibly. You know, if we have enough people, you guys actually support it. And of course, all in all, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Cooler Master for making all this happen as well. We've had an amazing time here. Hope you guys enjoyed the cast. And I hope you guys actually had fun. That's the most important thing, because most importantly, we have all these people backing behind the scene that's doing all this production. Most importantly, right, we can't have fun without you. Get it? F-U-N. You know, you can't spell fun without you. So yeah, you get the picture. So shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. But without further ado, we're going to be announcing the leaderboards. Let's find out who our top 3 player is. Walking with the championship title, we have Senpai Ritz with a total of 80 points, 10 elimination. Congratulations to Senpai Ritz, walking away with the Caliber R2S Kana gaming chair. Second place is going to be his clanmate Lemar, gonna be on with 59 points and 4 elimination, walking away with the Master Box NR200P. And third place, Mr. Voyager YouTube, with only 1 elimination, but his placements consistency has put in the top 3 with 56 points, falling not too far behind Onizuka. Better luck next time. We'll see you guys in the near future.
Wow, I mean, again, that 1 kill was on Onizuka itself, so imagine how cathartic it is that made all the difference. I mean, that plus like 1 extra placement point really in Voyager's case, but that's enough for him to actually win the amazing Cooler Master MM720 mouse here. So wow, congratulations to Voyager YouTube, to Lemma, as well as Senpai Ritz for an amazing series of solo rounds here for this Master Cup. But I guess that's pretty much going to be it from us here, isn't it?
Yep, that's pretty much it from us as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're gonna be it's been fun having you back on the cast as well, Victor Kex, and we are gonna be closing up the series for today. Shout out to Cooler Master once again for providing such a lot of prizes for you guys, and we hope all of you guys watching at home are having a great time. And we do have a lot of regions. If you are, regardless of where you guys from, we have multiple regions of talents giving you guys the Master Cup experience every single week. And be sure to come back next week as well, because we will have a completely new show for you guys. Game who's going to be streaming as well on Friday. Remember, GMT plus 8 is the time. GMT plus 8 time zone, Singapore time zone, 8 p.m. Be here or be square. And thank you guys so much. And you can also follow us on our personal social media as well. It's going to be Victor Cax for him on every single platform, and ICBaby12 for me on every single platform. Not thumbs down, but yeah, right here. Yeah, right here in my name, and right there in his name. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Just click it. Just click it. You know, like if you're watching a Twitch, you're watching a Facebook, there's the like button, there's a subscribe, there's a follow. It's absolutely free. We're not asking you to give money. We're giving away stuff for you. We give you guys entertainment. All you gotta do is just click over there. That's it. Or even better still, open up your Instagram, open your phone, go search my handheld, search his handheld, and then click the like button, click the follow, text us, let us know what you want to see, communicate, and yeah, most importantly, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Exactly, and you know, just the more followers you guys have on this channel here, that's going to be more support, really, because that's how we know that you guys are showing us all the love, right? Then again, back to you guys all the love from me to you as well for joining us with on this journey here in this Master Cup series for PUBG Solo. Hopefully, we'll be able to see you again for the next one next month.
loving. I need your loving. Cause I'm drowning in something and I can't come out. Just show me loving. I need your loving. Me, myself, ain't enough. It's like being a dog to a crushing heart. I want you to know how bad it hurts. If you keep it beside along my heart. Oh, 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 are you dreaming of me now? The way I do. Oh, 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 are you dreaming of me now? The way I hold me, lover. I need you, lover. Cause I'm falling in too quickly and I can't break free. Just hold me, lover. I need you, lover. Me and myself ain't enough. It's like being alone in a crashing car. I need you to know how bad it hurts. Hearing the sound of my broken heart. Oh, 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 are you dreaming of me now? The way I do. Oh, 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 are you dreaming of me now? The way I do. I do. Show me loving. I need your loving. Cause I'm drowning in something and I can't come out. Just show me loving. I need your loving. Me, myself, ain't enough. It's like being a dog to a crushing heart. I want you to know how bad it hurts. If you keep it beside along my heart. Oh, 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 are you dreaming of me now? The way I do. Oh, 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 are you dreaming Show me loving. I need your loving. Cause I'm drowning in something and I can't come out. Just show me loving. I need loving. Me, myself, ain't enough. Expecting a thought to a crushing